need to have a smoother transition into that. I don't even know how long it's going to take for the update to reach to show that we are live. There we go. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, guys. We have a special guest here today. Sister Cocktails is here.
I feel like the jazz hands are really appropriate for this music.
Okay. So, as always, unfortunately, with these streams, we have to do a little bit of a balance just to make sure audio and all that is going fine. Please let us know if the music needs to be turned down, turned up. Hi, Kitty.
Am I in the way?
No, you're fine. Both of you look pretty. Thank you so much, Emmy. Okay, I think we're okay on the audio. I have no clue. I know, isn't that? I love her apron. It's so cute.
A little companion cube. It's even got, I don't know if you noticed, but the pockets are portals. So
oh, that is adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. All right, let's catch up with chat. What is up to? Uber, Bill, Russ, Emmy, Willie, Jacob, Amma, Bill, Cody, grats on first. And I think Cody's mom is joining us too. Oh God, I don't know why YouTube always has this issue. Don't worry, it's gonna go away. Right. Okay, yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I completely agree. Ah, music, move. There we go. So yeah, so we wanted to send a very happy Mother's Day to not only all the mothers, but any parent in a mother role, because it's not easy to raise kids, especially in this day and age. So to celebrate the wonderful things that you do, we're going to open a bottle of Budley in your name.
And hope that we don't break something in the kitchen while we
Praying, because you never know.
Had to survive my car drive over here. So.
Oh shit, okay. So this might be a little volatile.
Yeah. By the way, let me know if you guys can't hear me. I'm kind of further away from the mic, so if I need to project, let me know. I got the lung capacity. But I also don't want to make you guys go deaf.
Oh no, you have to talk like super loud for them to go deaf. There we go. Alright, so be careful with the cage. Once the cage is off, if anything bubbly, your hand does not leave this bottle until it is open. Emmy, thank you so much for the donation. I'm going to throw you heart hands here in a second.
I like to use a towel over it personally, just because I'm a chicken.
Can you grab me?
Yeah, I told ya. Here you go, ma'am.
Yeah, they can hear you. Okay. All right.
And just rack it a little.
So the trick with this is never to turn the cork. It's always to hold the cork and turn the... Thank you. I appreciate your faith in me.
Use a body shield.
You were the worst. Actually, she's not the worst because she brought this over. Oh, boy.
Do you need help?
She's stuck.
I'm so scared.
Oh, wait. So you want to turn it just till you start to feel it move, and then don't turn it for a second because the pressure may be enough...
Okay, we're good.
That it does the rest of the work on its own.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure didn't you tell me a story about how you accidentally set a cork firing through the kitchen one time?
Yeah,
that's why I'm standing behind her.
I honestly thought like someone had shot into the kitchen. It was really terrifying. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thanks, guys.
I got my refund from my canceled Sephora order, and I thought I'd do this for the occasion. That's so kind of you. Thank you. By the way, music, do we need to turn it down or turn it up? Because I can never tell.
All right. Hold this as nice as you did. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
I almost lost your earbud.
You know why that's so nicely folded? Because I don't have a boyfriend. So I have a lot of time to dedicate to useless shit like that.
So I feel bad for anyone that ever works in retail and has to fold the shirts after people mess them up.
Oh, my God.
And I try to do it, and I just make it worse. Okay, that's as good as that's going to get.
That works.
So always pour on the side when you got the bubbly so you don't lose the bubbles.
Exactly. The less agitation, the more bubbles actually stay in. Let me switch to the other view.
See the bubbles?
Oh, that is on the right view.
Ever do that trick where you take a carbonated drink and you put the raisins in it to make them dance? Not that I suggest putting raisins in champagne, but
Dried fruit works really well in champagne.
What was that?
Dried fruit, because it rehydrates it.
You know, I heard actually freezing grapes and putting them in champagne is a good way of doing, like, without watering it down.
Yep, that's good for any kind of alcohol because it's more solid. It's not going to lose the coldness as much, and you don't water down your drink. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to you guys.
Get a drink.
Oh, that's true. Starlight Dragon, what's up, dude?
Hello on my face.
Mother came in just in time for the stream. Hi, Cody's mom. Happy Mother's Day, and cheers to you. You've raised a wonderful son.
Aww.
Should make a strawberry daiquiri on the stream someday. I think we could do that. Well, I mean, once the whole job situation gets resolved first.
You can make a strawberry daiquiri. I can make a pina colada. Then we can combine our powers to make a hurricane.
Yes. Done and done.
Oh, that didn't my finger's in the way. My bad. It's too early in the stream to be having party fouls.
Finally building my PC. Awesome, Bill.
Nice.
How's it going? Okay. So for today's menu, we are doing kind of our favorite brunch, really, which is just a Bloody Mary with some accoutrement. And our favorite is fried ravioli.
Yes, so
we
good.
love it so much. But we're going to do a little bit of a twist on this one. So it's not going to be just your regular fried ravioli. We're going to take butternut squash ravioli, which is sweeter, richer, and we're going to fry that and see if it tastes a little bit better. But we're going to be making that halfway from scratch. Making pasta sheets when you don't have a pasta roller, pain in the ass, and I wouldn't trust it to make ravioli because you need to make sure that the pasta is all the same thickness and really solid enough that it's not going to fall apart when you fry it. So I finally found pasta sheets. I've been all over the desert.
Where the hell do you buy pasta sheets? I don't even know.
Weirdly, AJ's, but not the one over here. You have to go to the one all the way up in North Mesa to be able to find it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was fun. But I found it this morning, 11th hour rescue. I'm like, okay, good. I went to 3 Italian delis. None of them had fresh pasta sheets. I'm like, how can you call yourself?
You to make it from scratch.
I know. You call yourself an Italian deli and you don't have fresh pasta sheets? What are you? Sorry, my sister is trying to get used to the lights that you have to deal with to do this.
I know. I'm like, I try to look at the camera and then I'm just like, oh God, it burns. My vampire side's coming out.
Indeed. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so we're going to be using fresh pasta sheets that I got at the store just to make sure everything holds together. But we are going to be making the filling from scratch. So I'm going to grab us our...
I have no idea what we're doing. I'm just a sous chef for today. I see you have cheese.
I do
Does
have
that mean
cheese.
It needs to be grated?
It does actually. If you want to grab
the
the grater, it'll be in that one. Yeah.
Aha! Ooh! One of these babies.
So we're going to take some already cut up butternut squash because it's almost summer. So they didn't have whole butternut squash to be able to cut down. So thankfully they had this and we're going to use that. Now, normally if you're not hosting a stream, I highly recommend that you roast this instead of boil it. But because we have a lot of stuff we're making today, we're going to boil it. Now the reason why I prefer roasting over boiling is that roasting, one, is going to get rid of some of the water, which is good because you don't want the filling to be too wet. 2, it caramelizes the sugar so it makes it sweeter. And 3, it just adds to the flavor all around. Boiling tends to water down the flavor a little bit.
Makes sense.
But in a pinch, it'll do. So we're going to take a pot of water. Throw in our butternut squash.
Do you want me to open the other one?
Yes, please.
Look, I did a thing.
This is cool. I've never had a sous chef for one of these.
Oh,
Yeah, these things suck, and they may cut your fingers.
Do you make it the other one?
Yes, please. You
Switch.
barely know the secret.
Brute force it?
So with some clean hands, we're just going to throw this into the water. And we're going to boil this on medium-high heat just until the butternut squash has softened.
Yeah, it's squishy.
I know, right?
No,
So I'm not going to give you a specific time. This is all down to texture. So the second you can get a fork into it, before it falls apart, that's where you're going to want to pull it.
This is not the texture I was expecting whatsoever. It's like touching cantaloupe.
It is. Like,
It's like
color
kind of
and texture-wise, it's really similar to cantaloupe.
I
But
expected it to be
flavor, not
harder.
so much.
Hold on, hold on. Yes, that is what she said. Sorry.
Lufa doesn't know what to do. Well, I didn't really prep her for this.
No, I really just showed up and I was like, I brought coffee and bubbly, I'm here. Can I grate cheese? Yes. I do like the frying portion, but I don't normally make my ravioli from scratch because I don't have that kind of time.
Normally, neither do I. It's really, really good, but like I said, it's time intensive unless you have a bunch of pasta sheets ready to go. Alright, so while that's going, let's see what else we can do. We can probably fry up the sage. So I'm going to grab our handy-dandy little...
Smells so good.
I know, right?
You know, I really like sage in cocktails a lot.
You do. You
I
like
like
the
the herbal
savoriness,
stuff.
don't you?
Yeah, I like mine to taste like a garden. What can I say? And not a fruit garden.
Okay, let me get this facing the right way.
Ooh, fancy. It looks like a record player.
I know, doesn't it? Hold on, make sure that's off.
I thought you were going extreme retro with the music for a second. Charleston.
I love this music. This music needs to be in like every cooking show ever.
Yeah.
Get my phone out of the way. That's good. All right, let's prop up our our cheap second camera.
It's like kind of precariously balanced there. Well done.
It is very precariously balanced. Ta-da. This wiring sucks. Oh, you poor thing. Sorry, but I have to go since my mom needs help with DoorDash. Cool. No worries. Thanks for hanging
coming
out.
by.
Indeed.
Good to see you again.
All right.
That turned orange.
Okay. This is the tricky thing, is that because there's a little bit of a delay. All right, that should be in frame. Okay. Let me grab the butter.
I'm so helpful.
You
As I say
did a
here,
good
nothing.
job.
It's great.
Like I said, I prepped you for none of this, so.
Yeah, I can do. As in, I just literally stay in shot, so it's not an empty kitchen. I serve my purpose.
All right. Now, you don't have to do this. I like to because sage and butternut go together. Butternut, not. English, Melissa. Go together really, really well.
To better not. That is the question.
Oh, I think we can tell people. So, how have you been liking Final Fantasy VII, the remake?
I am starting to like it more. I did not like it in the very beginning. I'm just such a diehard for the original one that I was like, I don't want anything different. I literally just want like new graphics. But I appreciate the fact that they're building up the story more. I'm pretty far now. I'm like chapter 14.
Wow, you are pretty far.
I was busy yesterday. I'm definitely liking it a lot more, but there's definitely things in there that I'm just like, that's a little weird. But then they add so much content, which I really appreciate because it adds for a lot of character development. So
True.
I think it's a well-made game for sure, and I'm not hating on that whatsoever. I'm just getting nervous for like what's going to happen in the future.
In the future,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm like, they said they're not going to change it, but they kind of already changed it, which I'm not necessarily against. But I get scared. I'm like, what else are they going to change? But that was good. It's very well
So
done.
I'm curious because you are a fellow, FF7 diehard fan. What are some of the things in this new version are not your favorite?
All right, plug your ears if you don't want spoilers. I don't really like how they made Shinra over the top evil. Like,
Interesting.
I don't really like how they had them blow up the first. They're kind of the reason the first reactor blew up because I think it makes the game a lot more black and white, almost to the point of being comical. Whereas, and then like when the plate drops, it's kind of a little bit not as impactful as I felt like it should be, simply because it's like, at least in the original game, it's like, you blow up the reactor, you blow up the next reactor, and then suddenly it escalates, and they're like, all right, we're going to drop the plate, and it's like, holy shit. But now you've already kind of seen them be evil along the way, that it doesn't have that sudden like, oh, you'll see just how far they're willing to go for.
Oh, so you know that just they are, max 10 evil no matter what.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, it's like, I like it when games are a little bit more like, especially enemies or like the villains are a little bit more gray area.
Like a Batman Joker kind of situation.
Kinda, yeah. And I
Yeah.
just felt like that was a little bit better done in the first game, or in the original. I'm also, again, spoilers, I don't really like that you go back to Sector 7 after your plate drops, because it's, first of all, it doesn't look like the plate dropped, because it's like, I would expect, the plate's not like this thin. It would come down and be like, well, that's it, like it's a wall.
There would be no Sector 7.
Yeah, there is no, and it's like the debris is actually really, really small, so it's just
That is
like,
true.
I don't know, but, I mean, for the most part, I really like it. I actually didn't really like Aerith at first, and she's like my favorite character, but I was like, God, she's annoying. And then
Thank you. I can't stand her.
Yeah, well, you don't like her from the original game.
That's true. I hated her then.
But I like, and I felt the same way for Tifa too in the original, or in the new one, where I was like, oh my God, this is so like cheesy. But I see why they did it, is because it helps bring depth for when things start getting more and more serious, and you start seeing like the unhappy, serious sides of the characters. And so I'm like, I appreciate that too. So
that makes sense.
But overall, I mean, I do like the game. I'm enraptured by it. I've been playing it all weekend. So.
She's been texting me. She's like, oh my God, they put the Hell House in.
Oh, okay. That was the thing. Everyone's like, oh, you go to Sector 6. Like, I want to see this particular scene. And they're like, of course, it's the Don Corneo scene. And I'm like, I want to see the frickin' Hell House. That's like my favorite enemy in the game. And not only did they put it in, they put it in as a boss. And I was like, yes! So, anyways, I was very happy.
He was a pain in the ass to fight. You guys will see. We haven't made it that far yet.
Sorry.
But no.
Spoilers.
You warned people about spoilers. By the way, when you see references to Black Jesus, that's what we're named Barrett. Because he's constantly preaching. And to only the people who are like, we already believe you. Why are you yelling at us?
I love how they did Barrett in this game, though. They did him so well, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I like him a lot as a character. Like, I never had anything against him in the original, but he definitely wasn't one of my favorites. But, like, to see kind of his depth and his character grow, and, like, oh, man, so cool.
Yeah.
Not to mention I'm getting my ass kicked by Leviathan right now, and he's the only one that can do any sort of damage to it, so.
He was rough. Shiva kicked my ass.
Yeah, I took Shiva. No, wait. No, Shiva I had no problem with. I took Ifrit on with just Cloud, not realizing I could have waited and gotten, like, another character to play, and I was like, that was dumb. But I got it on the second one, so.
Falcos, what's up, dude?
Hey, Falcos.
Densmord wants to know, do you think Trump or Biden will win the election? Honestly, at this point, I have no idea. It's so confusing. I mean, for me personally, I'm just about who's going to fix this economy, because we're going to have to fix this economy. And whoever's got the best plan to do it, guess what? Gets my vote. Neither of them are great in my opinion, but
I just realized
it's a good idea. Yeah, I should have checked on that. 35 million people are out of work, and we need to fix that. So that's just my personal opinion. What about you? Have you given any thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really get in.
Still too
politics.
early to tell.
Like, I know I pay attention to what goes on in the news and stuff like that, but like, I don't know. I don't try to forecast because I don't feel like anyone is happy with it.
No.
Like, I never see people enjoy politics in like a healthy way.
Oh
so.
God, not anymore. No.
That's not to say that it's like bad if you do, or bad if you're involved. It's just for me, like, I'm very empathetic, and when people feel bad, I feel bad, and so
she feels it in a strong way.
Yeah, so it's like for me, like I try to limit what avenues I kind of do that with, and so like for friends, I kind of save that like sort of energy for friends who are having bad times or whatnot. So, anyways, that's just me. That's not to say like, politics are bad or whatever. I gotta keep my glass half full
of alcohol.
Yes. Speaking of, well, no, because that means I'm not drinking it. Hold on.
Which has got us through this quarantine so far. Not opinion, just like a guess or bet on who will win.
I honestly don't know, because
it's going to be some dirty fighting. I have a feeling that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's not to say that it hasn't already been dirty fighting.
Well, that's true.
I do know that in times where there is a crisis, the president tends to get reelected.
That's true. That does happen a lot.
I don't know if that's not a rule. It's just kind of like things I've seen.
Just what happens, yeah.
History. So, And I think it just kind of depends on how you come out through the other side. So I think the next couple ones are gonna kind of decide that, right? As we have now, we're getting to like more of the recovery stage.
Yes.
Sort of, maybe. I mean,
Kind of, maybe.
Depends on how this virus goes, right? 'Cause
I don't
we
know.
How it's gonna act.
I made the bad mistake of going to Target on Saturday, and I don't know if it was just everyone in the area is just happy to not have to be at home anymore. The amount of people at Target was insane. Not only that, they brought their carrion brood with them. So while the parents may have been kind of, you know, doing good with the whole 6 feet from each other, their children were not.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. It's like the whole reason we had the quarantine was because people were not following the rules, and it's like the moment it gets lifted, they're not following the rules. So, do you have to stab it with a fork to see if it's penetrable?
Yes. That's actually a good call. Let me give this a stir.
I don't know.
Chances are no, it's feeling still pretty dense. This may take like a good 20 minutes.
That's fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't forgotten because I'm good at forgetting.
No, I appreciate that.
That is so cool. It's like a little hot pot.
Right?
I love it.
I love butter frying sage because it makes it all nice and crisp, and that the smell in your kitchen is
Amazing.
so good.
Especially when you're using like real butter.
Andrew, what's up, dude?
Hey, Andrew.
Butter
Hey,
leaves,
Olivia.
my
How's it going?
favorite. See how these are doing. They're not laying down, unfortunately.
Flip them.
Yeah, let me give them a turn since they're
Uh-oh.
nice and coated.
Come on, unroll, unroll.
Ah, it's fine. They're gonna get broken up
Let's
into
try it.
pieces anyway.
God, it smells so good.
So I'm curious, for you guys in chat, have you guys done anything for your mothers? Because you guys probably remembered it was Mother's Day before we did, and we haven't done anything for Mom.
I called her. And
You
I
called
told-
her, okay.
To be fair, I told her, I was like, what would you like me to make you for Mother's Day? She's like, I don't know.
Answer is always, I don't know or nothing.
And I'm like, all right, you know what? I've been doing this for 10 years with this sort of thing. It's like, just, if you're not going to tell me, like, I'm going to go get you flowers. So, you get
works.
something, but I'm giving her a week to make a decision. So,
Yeah, I'm cooking dinner on Wednesday, so that'll be
nice.
my thing.
let's see. Is that Densford? Is that how you pronounce that?
I think so. I've just been calling them dens.
So Den said, "Can you feel the difference in taste between Coke or Pepsi?" So fun fact, in my office,
yes.
we do a yearly beer tasting competition, and we decided to take it up to Seattle, where like kind of one of our offices are at with our sister teams, and they decided they were going to do a beer tasting competition and a soda tasting competition for those who don't drink.
That's cool.
And I was like, I'll participate in the beer drinking competition. I'm not going to win it, I know it, because like everyone in my office drinks beer. But I participated in the soda competition and I won it. So you get like 8 different sodas and you don't know what they're just like numbered, and you have to taste them and try to guess which one's which. I think I got like 5 of the 8, so.
That's not bad. Were they
Yes.
like your standard like Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper?
Actually, a lot of them were not. They were like random Seattle brands that weren't even.
God.
And then like the Safeway brand, I think.
I was gonna say,
or
don't tell me like Sam's Club brand.
Something like that,
You would
too.
never get it.
I think there was only actually like Pepsi and Coke were like the 2 normal ones, and then
Everything else was something.
yeah, and I had never tasted half of these, so I just kind of guessed because I was like, well, this one seems like it's supposed to be Coke style, but it's also like the pure sugar version of it, and so like I kind of just deduced what it was. So
That
yes,
is
the answer to the
awesome.
question, the TLDR to that was yes. I can at least. I don't know about her.
Cody says, I cleaned the house when she was asleep, so she woke up to a nice clean house.
That's really
That's awesome. Valco's cooked homemade ravioli for Mom. She's Italian and picky. Ooh, what kind of ravioli?
That's super cool.
That is
Guys,
really
that's
cool.
So awesome. That's also a good point too. Is like, so we talked a bit on your stream about like love languages.
Yes.
And like acts of service is a love language. So for some people, like cleaning a house, that's like a huge thing versus getting them, flowers. Mm-hmm. Or like, calling them up if they're words of affirmation and just spending some time with them on the phone. Like that could be a huge thing too. So.
Oh, absolutely. So for anyone who's joining us who's new, first of all, welcome. My name is Melissa, aka Cocktails and Counsel. This is my sister Lisa,
Hello.
aka Sister Cocktails. So what she's talking about, if you guys have never heard this before, it's love languages is so like take me for example. If you're dating someone, you think, how's a way that I can show them affection in a way that they understand how much affection I'm giving? And people have different ways that they receive it the best. So some it's, you can buy them dinner, some you can tell them you love them. Like there's many different things. And for some people, it's just the spending of the time, the thought, like showing the preparation, or it's, for some people, it's about the money, and don't date those people.
But that's not to say, like, gift giving is one of the acts, it's one of the love languages, and it doesn't
totally,
have
but
to be.
if they quantify it by how much you spend.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, totally. But it goes with love languages too. It's not just about like romantic love. It goes into like family relationships. It goes into employer relationships too. So if you want your employees to feel valued, like someone who is words of affirmation might appreciate getting like a certificate or, some sort of like recognition in front of the group to be like, hey, Melissa did this in this meeting and they had this impact that was really awesome. Other people, if they are like receiving gifts, might really appreciate bonuses more than that. They might actually even feel uncomfortable if you kind of do that in front of other people. So it crosses like all sorts of relationships.
It does.
It's just love is kind of what it's attributed to.
It's good to know, and I wish it's something that they would teach like in school because it's so useful.
It really is. I mean, you understand kind of how people work. Like you can have a lot healthier relationships.
Indeed.
Makes your life easier.
Uber! No RC Cola or Dr. Pepper. I know, right? I am a Dr. Pepper kind of girl.
I think RC Cola was one of them that we actually had on our list. I like Coke and Dr. Pepper. I like Pepsi sometimes, but it's not my favorite.
I don't like Pepsi because it tastes very medicinal. All right, this is looking pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
So Dem says, do you ever use a cast iron skillet? Yes. Whenever I am cooking something I want to put a good crust on, like steak, I will use cast iron. For something delicate like this, normally no. Especially because cast iron can be a pain in the ass to clean.
Yeah, that's why I don't use them.
Yeah, they are very much a pain to clean.
I just keep it on hand in case like anyone tries to break in the house. I need a weapon.
Yeah, it's useful for that. That's true.
Between that and the pink katana that Paul got me, which is still under my bed for the record.
You have a pink katana?
Yeah, and that's not a euphemism for anything for the record. It is literally a katana that has a pink handle onto it.
Oh my God.
Paul has this thing where he goes to cons and he gets me various weapons and they're all stashed around my house right now.
Why have you never shown me these things?
I gotta remember where I stashed half of them. I'm like, I got a weapon for every room just in case somebody breaks in.
I want to see this pink katana.
Next time. Sorry, I keep thinking of that every time.
Oh yeah, it totally sounds like a euphemism. 100% it does.
He was like apologetic when he got it for me too. He's like, he got me a gift, but he was kind of like, oh God, is this gonna piss Lisa off because it's pink? And I was like, dude, you got me a sword. No one's not gonna piss me off.
That is awesome. Well, I think this guy is pretty good. They're pretty crunchy, so I think we can pull them. I know, right?
I just want to eat them straight. I hope you appreciate just how much I'm holding myself back right now. I love herbs so much.
She does. That's why she likes gin. Because gin is basically vodka with herbs.
I like licking pine trees. What can I say? No, I don't. But that's what my sister thinks of it.
It is. It's like licking a Christmas tree is drinking gin.
That 5Cs though. What was it? Copper City?
Oh yeah.
It's so floral. It's got all sorts of stuff in it. So it doesn't really taste so much like tree.
Doesn't taste so much like tree. I love it. Euphemism for what? I'm not explaining that to you. You can ask your parents.
I can't. Okay, no, I'm not going to say it. I'll save it for like one of our late night video game
There
streams.
you go. Alright, so we're just going to take these up out of the butter.
We can brown that butter good too.
Yes, we can actually use this too when we mix up the butternut squash to thin it out a little bit. By the way, if you have butternut squash ravioli, you could just throw it in this and you're good to go. That's often how butternut squash ravioli is served. It's in a pan of brown butter with fried sage.
I love brown butter.
It is the best.
Seriously, I just want to like eat that whole thing right now. Trying to have restraint, but it's so hard, man.
It's so difficult.
When Melissa gets like mint in her drinks, like the actual raw mint, I always take it from her.
She takes it, and thank God, because I'm not a fan.
But I don't really like fake mint, like candy mint or whatever.
I love candied mint.
But the real stuff, oh my god, it's so good.
Alright, I'm gonna stick this on.
It's probably the only green stuff I eat.
Yeah, she doesn't eat veggies, but she loves...
I mean, I eat them, but I don't go on my... I like my carbs.
That's fair.
Like, you put them on a plate, I pretty much eat everything, but I love me, my carbs, and my butter, and pretty much everything you're not supposed to eat. I accept this about myself.
Alright, let me go ahead and move this out of our way. So for those new people, so we normally do cooking streams on Sundays. We had to take them down in frequency a little bit because unfortunately they can cost a little bit, and I'm between jobs at the moment. So they may be a little infrequent for a while, but they will be coming back. If you happen to know of anyone who enjoys cooking streams and you want to hit the share button, send them the link, that'd be great.
I think I own those oven mitts. They look really similar. The ones that are hidden in my house so that nobody can find them. And then you have to use the orange silicone ones that nobody likes.
I mean, I can work with them. They're not my favorite. Alright, let's take a look at this butternut squash.
I definitely don't have confidence anytime I pick anything up with it.
Oh, I don't either.
They're
I'm
like,
a little afraid.
Yeah, they're like these kind of pincher ones that only cover probably this part of your hand, and so, especially when you're trying to take like pies out of the oven, and you have to kind of get your hands under and not break the crust edge. It's not really meant for delicate work, but they were a gift and I appreciate them.
Alright, I think these are good to go. Yeah. That's good, because then we can use the middle burner to roast our peppers.
Peppers? Ooh.
Peppers.
Crazy.
This is going to be a damn good Bloody Mary.
Yes.
Alright. Would you like to do the honors? Lifting up the,
Yeah, are these hot?
Oh, yeah, they're gonna be.
Lisa, are you equipped? Oven mitts. No materia slots, though.
Nice.
As always, drain away from your face
Yes.
so the steam doesn't burn you.
Yeah, you don't want a steam facial.
Ooh, steam everything in this household.
There you go.
I was trying to get the worst of the water out of it. Get out of the way. Thank you. Get. There you go. Where do you want me to put this?
Just anywhere. Over there is fine.
Haha.
Okay. So we're gonna let that cool down for a little bit because we don't want to mash it while it's super warm. It's a good rule of thumb anytime you're dealing with starches is if you mash it when it's super warm, it's gonna get super gummy on you. So let it cool down, let it compose itself. Then we're gonna mash it up. Yeah, compose itself.
It's like me after watching a bad rom-com.
And then we're gonna mash it down. We're gonna mix it with the sage and the Parmesan, and then it'll be good to go to mix into our pasta sheets.
Yeah, I know that. That's cool.
Valkos wants to know, have you kicked a bird today?
I kick birds?
That's what I was wondering. When did that start being a thing?
Like a chocobo kick?
Valkos says, easy, Mr. Starch, easy now.
I don't understand what's happening.
Itty bitty kitten purrs. Oh, how's the little one? I heard at the very beginning that she was doing better, which I'm glad to hear.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so while that's going, have you ever roasted peppers before?
If by roasted peppers mean buy them out of a store, then no.
Cool, I'm gonna teach you how. Alright, so I need something to be able to stick these
I
with.
kicked birds in Prince of Persia. Did I really? Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes. Okay, well, they're the invisible birds, right? Because the game wouldn't render them.
Yes, I think that was exactly the reason.
No, they don't let me kick birds in Final Fantasy 7R. At least they haven't yet. We don't really fight a lot of birds, though. And kicking chocobos is not very nice. Though in Legend of Mana, you actually fought chocobos. Fought chocobos. I don't call them chocobos. I always call them chocobos.
You become Canadian.
Eh? What? Don't kick the chocobos, eh?
She's a very pretty baby today. Aww. That's adorable. Okay, so for this, you're going to want a pepper of, well, depending on how spicy you like your Bloody Marys. Now, I went
I'm scared.
low to medium because she's not a big fan of stuff that's super spicy. So this is a poblano. Generally speaking, the smaller the pepper, the hotter it's going to be. So the bigger the pepper, you're a little bit safer. So we're going to take this and we're going to roast it over the gas range here because it's going to not only char it up a little bit, but it's also going to help us to get the skin off because we don't want the skin in the mix. So grab yourself something that's as long as you can probably get it. And we're going to stick it into our pepper.
Please don't perforate your hand.
Now we should be okay. Nice. Go. All right. So I'm going to turn on the heat.
Burn, baby, burn.
There we go. So now you can go ahead and use these if you want. Just make sure the heat doesn't transfer through. So we have our pepper, we have our long roasting stick. So if you like to hold this over and basically...
Now you've seen how I roast my marshmallows, right?
Oh, that's exactly what you want to do.
Okay, good. Because what I usually do is I set them on fire until it's like charcoal, and then you pull it off, and then you have like the outer layer comes out.
Oh,
so you
love
get the
that.
inner, which is still good, and you put that over fire. You just work your way down. All right.
There you go, ma'am.
So you just how do you? Okay. So you just hold it here and.
Well, how you normally do marshmallows, just do the same thing. All right, and we're gonna grab a bowl. It's a pepper marshmallow. Is it spitting? Yeah.
I don't know. Am I doing this right?
No, you're doing fine.
Okay. I've never roasted anything else besides.
See, I love it. I get to teach people stuff.
Yeah, except normally they don't set your house on fire. That's not riskier. Oh, okay, it's blistering. I see it now.
Hashtag stop kicking birds. President Nut, what's up, dude?
They started it, for the record.
They did. Valco says, love Legend of Mana, one of my favorite OSTs too.
So good. What is your favorite song from Legend of Mana? Because I'm huge in OSTs.
Although standing that far, you may have to speak up just a smidge.
Oh, I don't know. Did you hear me, Falcos? Well, the question goes to anybody, but... And if you need me to speak up, let me know.
Ooh, that's looking good.
I guess I could probably touch it.
I don't expect a lot of heat transfer through the fork, but then again, you never know. And I just want to make sure I, don't set my sister on fire.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Doesn't it smell so good?
I kind of smell it. How far are we taking this till?
Till the skin is nice and blistery. That's what's going to help the skin to come off. Den says, what's your favorite girl movie? Like girly movie? Because my most favorite movie is Ocean's 11, but girly movie, I'd have to say Legally Blonde is my favorite. What about you?
My idea of a chick flick is 300, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask. I cry like a bitch at the end of that thing, for the record.
I love it.
Yeah, I was joking before when I said, emotional or bad rom-coms. Like, I don't watch rom-coms. Okay, you are curved, and that's making this weird.
It is, yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Just get in there.
I can turn up the flames a little bit.
I just want to get it even, burning the shit out the tip.
That's fine.
Maybe if I get this, that'd probably make more sense.
Yeah, Den says chick flick. Yep. Legally Blonde, my most favorite chick flick.
I'm trying to think of a chick flick I watched that I actually liked.
Oh, favorite crying movie? Oh.
Well, okay. I mean, are we talking about movies I would rewatch? Because I have a lot of movies I like that are crying, but I'll never watch them again because I don't like being sad.
That's true.
Schindler's List and Hotel Rwanda being two of them.
Oh, God. Schindler's List. I just watched Jojo Rabbit for the first time last night. Phenomenal movie, but don't watch it if you don't like crying because you will cry. But, the director, I can never pronounce his name correctly. did a phenomenal job with that movie. There's parts in there that will totally make you laugh, that'll really make you think, that will make you cry, but it was an amazing movie.
Oh god, it's like slipping. Help.
I think that's pretty good.
Is it good? Where do I put this? Here?
Yep.
Meh, be gone.
Perfect. Okay. So, now a trick with roasting peppers.
Can I put this in there?
We're going to need it for the other one.
Okay. Oh, we're doing two?
You're in two.
Want me to go start the other one?
One sec.
Okay.
So, you want to take your pepper and put it into a bowl, and then cover that bowl with some, to your hand, okay?
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just, like, gripping the fork weird.
Ah.
It was just, I've been playing a lot of video games, so my hand's like, no, we're done, Lisa.
There we go. And then you're going to want to super, super wrap it. And the reason for that is that that steam is going to get that skin off of the pepper. And that's what we want. Because we don't want bits of pepper skin in our Bloody Mary. There we go. Oh, God. Up? I don't think I know a person who has escaped that movie without crying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, it's the worst. There we go. That's good to go. All right, so I'll give you the option, whether you want to roast this one, or if you want to talk with chat and drink, I will roast this one.
Doesn't matter. I can keep roasting.
Okay.
I haven't done anything, so I feel like I gotta earn my keep right now.
You're doing fine.
As much as I do want to talk to you guys, so I'm not trying to ignore
That's
you.
okay, because I'll say what they're saying, so that way you can participate.
All right,
Let's
do this.
I mean, you can always buy roasted peppers, but I figured, since we're phoning it in a little bit on the ravioli by not making the pasta, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an experience. Zoe! What up, girl? How are you? I missed your face. What you been up to?
When you buy them, too, like, they come in a jar, so they are going to be a lot more moist.
They are.
The word moist bothers you, but...
Moist.
Moist. I always think of cake, because I always say, like, on the cake box, moist. I'm like, oh, yes. Oh, yes, please. Give me that.
I love this song. Get your roasting stick, pulls out fork. That's all I got! Fury! What up, dude? He says companion cube apron. He loves it.
Yeah! Rock on.
Fury, what you up to, dude? When are you streaming next?
Switch hands.
I will send you a pic of my face later. What happened to your face?
What?
That's what I'm wondering.
Please tell me you're in one piece.
Yeah. Or that you're stitching something from One Piece. Tell us both of that. Tell us both those things. While I drink some more to the moms.
Yeah. I'll have to do something for Father's Day, too.
Maybe later I want to play Streets of Rage 4. Ooh, classic.
Nice.
Now this one may take a little bit longer to roast. I don't know what it is about red peppers, but
I was just like, Lisa uses roast. It's not very effective.
I love it. Depending on Mother's Day festivities. Nice! What are you doing for Mother's Day? Make sure this is nice and tight. Nothing wrong with my face. If you miss me, you can pull up a pic of me. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we gotta find time to do something together. Although, good news, one of the places that I'm interviewing with, their main headquarters is in your neck of the woods. So if I happen to land that job, there's a chance I may be able to come out and hang out with you guys. Which is good, because I freaking miss Seattle. I love the way you're like...
It's also very warm, and I'm trying to stay away from just being hot.
No, that's true. I still need to crochet the loose ends for Ken's Metroid blanket. That thing looks awesome. Took me a minute, but the Darkness Nova is my favorite track. Bangin'! Do you know the Darkness Nova?
Sorry?
I don't know the context.
It sounds familiar. I feel like that's... Oh, you're talking about songs from fucking hell. Legend of Mana, I was gonna say LOTR. Yes, I know... I don't know it's one of the boss songs, but I can't remember which one is it. Do you remember what boss fight you fight against it? Because that would probably help me remember which one song it is. What's that? I like, was it Memory of Running is probably my favorite. I code so much of that song. I can just on repeat for hours.
Nice.
It's all like very solemn, but so good.
Hold on, you can't see it, but remember I was telling you about the main webcam, how...
I was wondering,
yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was turning red or not.
Gotta love it.
Red like this, red pepper.
There we go.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. It's turning green. That's weird.
Oh no, that's char. That's exactly what you want.
I know, it's char, but it's like green char.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
You can't smell it. My nose is wrong.
Not sure yet. Already provided special breakfast. Oh, what'd you make?
That's cool.
Might watch a movie over Zoom with our oldest who lives in LA. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. You want a crochet hanging basket? Actually, ooh, okay, so Zoe, if you happen to know what would be a great way to do this, my next big thing once the job situation gets resolved is I want to start my garden out in the front of the house. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I was looking at that actually while you were upstairs, and I was like, we need to get a rug, and we need to get some lights, and we need to get a fountain in there.
Oh, I found an amazing fountain that lights up at night, and it just ran off of solar power.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Assuming you can even get the sun over here, though.
It does show up a little bit over here, which is nice, because then I can just move the, because I want to do a hanging herb garden, because I don't like bugs getting in, anything in my food, even though I know they're useful for the ecology, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't like them. So what I want to do is find some, like, metal hanging, work. That way I could, like, hang a pot from there to be able to grow, like, thyme, rosemary, all that kind of stuff, but I don't know how to do that. So if you guys happen to have any suggestions, let me know. Did not make purchase crab crepes from her favorite place. That's
nice.
Awesome. Hey, Will. Talk to Alma about gardening if you want to grow vegetables. Yes, so I want to do definitely green onions because I go through those like a lot, and tomatoes. I'm not going to do too many because I have very limited space, but definitely those two. Jeffrey, what's up, dude? How are you doing? Happy Mother's Day. Do you ever play retro stuff like on the NES? I don't, only because I don't have an NES, but oh god, I love all of them. Like the Castlevanias, the original Friday the 13th game. So hard.
I think I watched you play a little. Somebody I watched play a little bit of that.
Ooh, that's looking good.
I feel like it's one side.
One side wants to.
Just won't do it.
Yeah.
Burn.
I got my honor card to graduation today. Yay, President
Nice,
Knight!
congrats.
Cheers!
I don't have a drink, so fist bump.
And I'll cheers for my sister too.
Thank you. Come on.
I can crochet you hanging sleeves. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
The underside keeps getting out.
You will get that job. I believe in you. Thank you. I hope so. I mean, it's sad to leave my other company because I love them like family, but they did what they had to do because of the horrible way we had to crater the economy. It had to happen. I know it, they know it. I told Ken I should start streaming on his channel, but whoa, chat. Not you guys. It's just chat just suddenly moved for me on his channel, but he was like, no. Yeah, because the second that people see Ken's going live and Ken's face is not there, you're gonna have a riot on your hands. That one side. It's always that one side. Ras, what's up, dude? How are you doing? Speaking of retro games, if you guys have not checked out Ras, he is a phenomenal streamer and just one of the sweetest guys. Holy shit, President, not that valedictorian.
Nice, congrats!
Damn, dude! That deserves a second cheers. What is, in your opinion, the most overrated food? Oh, overrated food. Truffle oil. People need to stop with the goddamn truffle oil. It doesn't like sharing the spotlight at all. It's a fucking diva. If you put it in anything, no matter what you just made, it now tastes like truffle oil. You could make a cake and put just a drop of truffle oil on it, and now it's spongy truffle oil. That is all you're tasting. What about you? What, in your opinion, is the most overrated food?
I mean, how do you define overrated? Like, people love it, or it's not worth the price?
That's a good question, because both of those could equal two different answers.
I mean, not worth the price, I'd probably say caviar, but...
Yeah, I've never gotten into caviar either.
It's because it's so expensive for, like, you pretty much... it feels like you eat it because you want to say you've eaten caviar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, I mean, I've been there, so I'm not, like, hating on that, but it's like the taste-wise, it's like...
Truffle oil isn't even truffles, right? You're correct. So depending on how bougie the bottle of truffle oil is, either it's the scent of truffles, the extract flavor of truffles, or they will give you a bottle with a truffle at the bottom. And that's what you get. And it's just, it's like if a legion of mushrooms kicked in your door and murdered you and your family. That is the flavor of truffle oil. And I stand by that sentiment.
Yeah, I don't know about the other one. What did I say the other one was? Like, people that love it, but why bother sort of thing? Like,
caviar?
No, I said that for being too expensive. For,
oh, God, yeah. For too expensive?
Mm-hmm. But for the other case, I'm like, I don't really have an opinion. I like food too much. So, like, you like food, you do you.
Exactly.
There's things I don't like, but I'm not going to be like, oh, it's overrated because I don't like it. Like raisins.
Ugh, raisins are the worst.
But, I mean, if you like them, like, there's nothing overrated about it.
That's true. I don't think lobster tastes like anything. I am not a lobster fan. And funny enough, lobster used to be exclusively, and I'm not, this is what they called it, poor people food. Because it was so cheap and so plentiful. They're basically, cockroaches of the sea is what a lobster is.
I think of it as scorpions of the sea.
Scorpions of the sea, that works. But somewhere along the way, someone's like, ooh, this should be fantasy food. And now you pay $20 for something that overcooks like that. It's terrible.
Lobster bisque, though.
Lobster bisque is good.
I like bisque in general, though, so.
Zoe is growing green onions in Ken's shot glasses. Ha, that's so cute.
Hey, Melissa, how far do I take this?
I'd say it's pretty good.
I'm like trying to get those sides, and I'm also bleeding red pepper juice.
No, that's fine. All right, so we'll go ahead and throw that in here with our poblano.
Transfer the patient.
Transfer the patient.
Nudge. Get off. Get off. It's your time. Accept it. There we go.
May I close, doctor?
Yeah, patient's dead. Call it. At least I tried to kill it.
This is why I love cooking with my sister. All right. Thank you so much for doing that.
No problem.
So now we're going to let the heat and the steam do its magic and take the skin off of the peppers.
So we don't need the other poblano?
So the next thing we need to do is we need to sort the tomatoes. So I'm going to stick this on over here.
Sort them?
Sort. I turned British. What can I say? But before that, let me catch up on chat. Oh, black sturgeon roe. Yeah. I think I've had it once and was just not a fan. Fish eggs, I mean, truth be told, I don't actually really like sushi. I'm trying to like sushi, but it's a texture thing.
I mean, I like Masago, but it's like, I don't love it. Like, if it's an option to throw on something, or if it comes with the sushi, I'm like, sure, but I don't know. It's kind of like, at least the fish eggs I've had, they're kind of briny, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. That makes you happy, like, all for it.
Meg says, is that a portal apron?
It is. It's even got portal pockets. See,
that is so
orange,
cute.
Blue.
However, putting one on one side does not magically make the item show up on the other.
Hold on. We can make this happen. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. Can you guys see that? Wait. All right. Where am I on the stream? There, here? There we go. It works. Anyways, that's my magic trick for the day. Cheers.
I love it. That was comical.
was mildly pathetic, but whatever.
I loved it. Hold on. Let me prep this.
I'm super excited because I got one of my coworkers from work to. He's been kind of a long time friend since I started at this job, and he's gonna play Portal 2 with me. So we'll see how tragic it is compared to the time that you and I played, Paul. Paul actually made a comic of us playing together, of like a moment in time. It was like, it was one of those warp tunnels or whatever that you slowly move through, and I had the portal active, and we were floating through it together, and I was like, I'm gonna kill the portal, and he's like, no, and I kill it, and we just land on the platform that's right below us. He's like, oh. Like, oh. And he made it into a comic strip, and I'm like, I love it.
That is funny.
He's a good artist.
Magic at its finest. I agree, Cody.
Well, if you're still there and you have a link to that comic, you should totally show it because it's fun.
I welcome our mushroom overlords. You're one of the few, Ross. Okay, so while our peppers are sorting themselves out, we need to get to the tomatoes. So for the tomatoes, grab a cookie sheet.
Oh, so when you say sorted, you're not actually talking about sorting them like
No.
red tomato, green tomato.
Oh god, no, I'm not that anal.
Okay, I had no idea what you were talking about before.
Alright. Now, in my opinion, for a Bloody Mary, nothing tastes better than roasted tomatoes. However, de-skinning a actual tomato sucks. So, what we're gonna do in the interim is basically take canned tomatoes and roast them. Alright.
Paul said he's gonna go find it. Cody says magic at its finest. Thank you, Cody.
I'm so glad I can watch the stream. It's not too late for me. Yay! I wish I visit my mother today. Since she has underlying health issues. Oh, MS. Oh, that sucks. Ice, what's up, dude? You brought the ghost pepper hot sauce. Nice.
I hope you get to spend time with her, like over FaceTime or something.
Indeed, yeah.
It's gonna be a really hard position. I'm really sorry.
Or Zoom, that weirdly became popular the second that this whole pandemic started. No one knew what Zoom was before. And the second, like, oh shit, we had this whole new horrible thing happen. Hey, did you know this thing is called Zoom?
And here I am. I'm like, what the hell happened to Skype?
Oh, Skype sucks balls.
My company has its own kind of like Zoom equivalent, so that's just basically
True.
what I'm living off of. But my dance studio that I teach at didn't, so though I think Mind Body is now launching their own kind of version of it, which is like, that's nice. Quarantine's over, but
Well, at
good
least
on trying.
here. For now.
For now, anyways. Well, it was also like, why has this not been a thing for forever? Because
Well, and that's a good thing to come out of all this, is that it has been forcing a lot of companies to try to find ways to, you know, offer remote services to potential customers. Like the big one I think is great is churches. Not a lot of churches did their sermons or anything like that online. Now they have to. So going forward, I think they're going to start incorporating that, which is a great way for people like, you know, I kind of want to either like check out this particular church or just see like what's going on with church in general. And it's a great way to be able to get the experience without feeling like, oh God, I got to walk there and people are going to want to like talk to me and I don't want to talk to people. So I absolutely love that. Back in my day, we used MSN Messenger. I remember those days.
Yeah, I remember those days. I never used it, but you did.
We had to wait for AOL dial-up. I will never miss dial-up. Dial-up was the worst.
I miss the dial-up tone, though. I don't know why. It just nostalgia makes me so happy.
You miss a dial-up tone. Just listen to like a fax scanner.
There's actually, so I was watching a World of Dance performance. It was really cool. If you guys search like Joker World of Dance, it was this team. I think it was like Royal Team or Loyalty Team. I can't remember the name, unfortunately, but super cool. But one of the songs that they did to it is basically the old Windows like chime beats and everything like that. I'll have to show it to you after this. But oh my God, I was like, yes.
That is so cool. By the way, my sister teaches dance classes.
Cardio fitness.
But we were both like huge into dance.
Yeah.
Growing up, that's actually what got us into color guard, is because our high school had no dance class, which sucked.
Yeah.
I remember dial-up. Yeah, everyone did.
Smells good.
I love these tomatoes. So these are just whole peeled tomatoes from San Marzano, which makes an amazing spaghetti. But for this, we just want to dry them out a little bit and put a little bit of color on them. So we're going to put them into an oven at 425 degrees just until they get a little bit of color, and then we're going to pull them out.
So you don't want to drain them then to keep like all the juices inside?
We could pierce them now, but I think
fine.
they're just going to fall apart.
No, I was just curious to see if that was something we were going to try to hold on
Oh, it's a good question.
Guess we'll find out. It's going to be experiment time.
Indeed. You know what? This is going to raise to temp. You know what? Let's put some...
Oh, I was dancing in a tech person. Wow, what a rare and beautiful creature you are.
Aww.
That might be one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me.
That
Holy
is
shit.
so sweet.
I dance so I can pay for my beer calories. I drink ever. That's what I say.
Amen to that.
I tell my students that too, because like we have a lot of really, you know, there are a lot of people there. Like everyone in my dance studio that teaches there, I love them because they're like PhDs and they're working in academia, or they're like working as like interior design, like really smart people that also teach kind of on the side. But a lot of them, admittedly, like they teach a lot more than I do. I only teach once a week, and admittedly, like it shows. Very fit. And I'm like, I'm definitely not the poster child for like the losing weight side, but I'm like, I'm the poster child if you want to like eat the food you want to drink and, you know, kind of still be healthy at the same time. So
That is very true. We're gonna let those...
it's like mostly a cardio class, but you get some muscle out of it. See?
Look at that muscle.
It's not completely mashed potato, so.
Love it. Okay, ketchup. Color or color? You know, there are actually a few words that I do use the British spelling for. I just throw that U in there for fun.
I think I use the French spelling for theater. I don't think I've ever used it
Theatre,
correctly.
yeah.
Theatre, yeah. I was actually one of the things that I was looking to, long time ago, I was looking to go into college in, actually in England. Because I was like, I could go to Carnegie Mellon to get my master's, and I looked at Carnegie Mellon's prices. I'm like, $60K. Nope. No, thank you. I could go to like overseas for that. And I was like, I couldn't go overseas for that. And I started looking into it, and nothing made me happier than going on to like, I think it was the University of Liverpool, was it? And just to see all of their writing in like actually English with like extra E's at the end, or like OUR, and I was so excited. And then I'm not going because I'm like, I don't need it for my degree, or for my field necessarily, but it was kind of fun.
That is too funny. Let's take a look at how our peppers are doing.
Favorite's another one that uses a...
Oh, I tend to put the U in
I tend to
favorite
put
a
the U
lot.
as well.
I say Kalur. I'm from the... You're from Liverpool! No shit!
Hey!
That's
nice.
awesome. Maybe not another 2 minutes. Oh, it smells so good.
I say brilliant. I don't do the spelling so much for when it comes to like British English. I tend to actually use just the words.
British English.
I don't know what you call it, but English, not American English. I say queuing a lot.
Yes.
And I say trolley. I don't really say boot though, or the garage.
The
But
garage.
I watch Top Gear a lot, and they do, and I always get giggly every time I hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna get the cucumbers sorted while we're... By the way, they use the word sorted a lot.
I'm gonna count it now. Because I'm gonna count it every time you say it now. You know what actually I really want to count is in Final Fantasy VII Remake, just how many times that cloud sighs. I mean, just be like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
So much.
That drives me insane.
I think it's hilarious.
Well, it's the reason that I don't like to watch, what is it? Dragon Ball Z? Because if you were to take out all the shit, it would be 10 minutes of a show. But you have 15 minutes of that crap.
I'm not from Liverpool, they're from Nottingham, but their coworkers from Liverpool.
Ooh.
That's so cool. I love England.
I want to go out there. She's been there. I haven't yet, and I want to.
Honestly, when I got the opportunity to visit a couple years back, in fact, had the opportunity to spend my birthday getting drunk in a pub older than our country, which is awesome. Like, and it was special too, because I learned how to use the tube that night, blacked out, and ended up having to relearn how to use the tube the next day. To be fair, that was my boss's fault, because the people were buying me shots, and he was one of them. He's like a super good guy. It wasn't like creepy or anything like that.
No.
But I honestly feel kind of I was born in the wrong country sometimes. Like, I'm not saying I
Right?
don't like America, but
I am a
really
huge
don't England.
Anglophile. Mm-hmm.
Anglophile.
England's fantastic. Hell yeah, it is.
Super cool.
I mean, what you guys used to do to beef back in the day was not great, but then again, you saw what we cooked in the 70s, and that wasn't great either.
Oh, what's the thing?
Aspic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I will never forgive whatever psycho came up with that. Meat jelly. No.
I kind of want to know the history of it. I'm sure it's got like a reason, maybe from the wars or something, where canned food became a really big thing.
Well, that is true. We did have to ration meat for quite a while during the 70s because of the war effort. And I don't know if that's where it came from, or people just thought it was like super bougie, but...
Or maybe it was just a way to get by to dress up foods that came in cans is kind of my guess.
Yeah, how else do you dress up Spam, you know?
Yeah, I like to see kind of where food came from, or like, you know, the Columbian Exchange or whatnot, to see like, hey, tomatoes actually weren't a big thing in Italian cuisine way back in the day, because they didn't actually have
isn't
them
that weird?
until the Columbian Exchange happened. I think coffee was another one, right?
Yep, coffee was another one.
It's cool. Like, I'm not a history buff in the sense of my memory sucks for history, but I find it extremely interesting. Kind of the cause
The
and
tube's
effect.
confusing, right? Okay, so it's not just you. It's very confusing.
But I got to actually understand what the term "mind the gap" meant, though. Holy shit, there are gaps too. They're like not
Big
OSHA
gaps?
compliant.
Huh?
It's like you really do have to figure out how to do. And like I understand why, but England is definitely not very. At least London, the part that I was in, was not very accessible to people with disabilities. But I mean, it's also like, you know, old, right? And it's
True.
kind of cool too to see all that old architecture, but people are living in it.
Yes.
And so I'm definitely not like hating on it, but it's different. And I'm like, how the hell do people in wheelchairs get around? I have no clue. Probably they just probably don't live in London, I'm guessing.
Catch up on Jet. For me, Dragon Ball Z episodes can be really repetitive. That's the feeling that I get from it. Hey kid, do you like jazz? Want to eat and drink all the foods you love and get fit? Well, I've got a class for you. You should market it that way. Totally should. All right, so we're going to take the seeds out of our cucumbers because that's where a lot of the water is. We don't really want a lot of water. Now, if you're wondering, like, why are you using cucumber? I would normally use celery, but celery is really difficult to roast and juice down. Cucumber isn't as much. So we do want a little bit of that nice, fresh flavor in there, which is what normally the celery would provide to us. But we don't want to use celery, so... Or I don't want to use celery. Let me be clear. I don't want to use celery. So I'm going to use cucumber. Because otherwise, with a lot of Bloody Mary recipes, they tend to be super heavy on either the tomato, the spice, or the fucking Worcestershire sauce. Like, you can't taste anything else but that. So the cucumber kind of balances the tomato and balances the spice. And that's why I like to add it.
So it makes us, also we have people who help people who have disabilities. That's awesome.
Aww.
They also have little yellow ramps on trains and buses. That's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not saying like I was really looking hard to see kind of what the accessibility was. I was just like looking at the gap and it was like, meh.
Shit.
Lots of like small stairwells and whatnot, which I'm like, I'm going to kill myself going down this thing. We got to see, what was it, the oldest running play in London, which was Agatha Christie's...
I thought it was
can't remember
Hamlet.
the name of it.
And
it's
then
not
there were
one-
none.
No, it wasn't one of the ones that you are probably familiar
Oh, it's
with.
like one of the B-sides?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not, again, not a literary buff, but it's the one where they're basically in, I think it's like a home that's kind of rented for vacations and they get snowed in and I can't think of the name of it though.
I wonder if that was the inspiration for, what's that Stephen King one? Not Misery. Where they're in the hotel, Jack Nicholson. Shining. You know, where it talks about cabin fever.
Maybe.
Celery is basically water. To be fair, so is cucumber for the most part. Alright, I'm
Paul
just
says, can you juice celery? Isn't it just fiber?
You can, but you have to take the ribs out.
You know, one good thing, I'm not a big fan of celery, but if you are kind of working on cutting back carbs, celery as a replacement for chips when you want to have salsa is actually really good.
Oh,
'Cause
totally.
You don't really taste the celery too much, but it's a great vehicle because it's curved to get all that salsa in your face. So good. I'm gonna step away for one quick second. Be right back.
So we will be having a upcoming, I don't know if it's going to be a video or a stream. It might be a video. I have been doing a lot of research on how to sharpen knives at home. So what I figured I'd do is I would create a ASMR knife sharpening video.
That sounds dangerous. Or like...
It does.
Threatening, I guess.
But it's been damn hard to try to sharpen these suckers when every place is closed.
I have a knife sharpener too you can try. Like the ones that are actually the kind you pull through.
I avoid those just because I've always heard people say like you don't want to use those because they'll actually damage your knife. They're huge proponents of the whetstone. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I think it's whetstone, isn't it?
The trick with that is that you have to keep your knife at a very specific angle, and I don't want to ruin a $100 knife because I can't guess 22 degrees, you know?
To be fair, I've only used it on scissors thus far, and it worked really well.
Oh, on scissors it'll work great.
All the fabric we had to cut for the turtle pillows. We weren't cutting turtles, I promise. It's turtle pillows for charity. 300 of them, good God.
Yeah, so Bill, I've been looking up waystones that are the 1000 grit and the 6000 grit, and thankfully they come with the clip that you can put on your knife that'll automatically hold it at the 22 degree, which is great because again, this was a $100 knife and I don't want to ruin it because I sucked at geometry, if you know what I mean. Mugshot, what's up, dude? How you been?
Yeah, how's it going?
Early bird stream. Well, it's about 2:40 our time, but where you are, I'm sure it's probably pretty early. Happy Mother's Day, if it is still Mother's Day in your time zone. What was your dream job when you were a kid? I was a big fucking nerd. I just wanted to be in a job where I could like create graphs and charts, and I used to make graphs and charts with no data.
Really?
Just for the sheer nerdy pleasure of putting it into a folder.
I love it. I did not know that about you.
I try not to talk about it because it's embarrassing.
Whatever. I used to dump my crayons out and like put them back in order just for the hell of it because I thought that was fun. So I'm not gonna judge you.
That's fair. That is fair. But yeah, it's like it wasn't like a specific job kind of a thing. But I kind of discovered my passion way too late. And it was actually my ex, Deathbound Dwarf, who said, "You seem to like cooking. Why did you never get into cooking?" And it's because I didn't know I liked cooking. I just started cooking in my early 20s because I now lived on my own and I wanted to be able to eat a little bit healthier, so I wanted to find a way to learn to like vegetables. And so when it dawned on me that that's what I love to do, and I did research on, okay, well, can I just change careers right now and just go into that? Because you have to put in your dues when you get into cooking. So get ready to work at McDonald's for like 5 years and work your way up and then pay a whole bunch of money in culinary school. And then maybe you become a sous chef at a very exclusive place. But I like money. It affords for me to eat the foods that I like to eat. And that's why I never switched into the culinary field. What about you when you started?
Geologist.
Oh, that's right. You were big into
I like
geology.
rocks. I like the shinies. I like the not shinies too, though. I like the actual science behind it, like hardness and I don't know.
How come you never got into geology?
I wanted a job that I had job security with.
That works.
So I actually almost went into chemistry as my degree, but I changed my mind last minute. So I went to Cal Poly, and Cal Poly you have to announce your degree as you go into it. You can't do
that's
the 2
true.
years, and then because you start right when you get it, which is awesome. You don't have to wait 2 years before getting into the degree, like the classes that you want. But I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and so I actually give lots of talks on this, and I always talk about I'm not the poster child for people to pick out their career, because I was not the person that planned ahead, and I kind of lucked out into it. But I changed it last second, because chemistry, I was like, I kind of like chemistry, but then I thought about it, I'm like, job security has been a big thing, because we kind of, our dad struggled with it, unfortunately, not because of him,
time.
But it's just the industry he was in, just
very
not very
volatile.
kind to, yeah, exactly. And so I was like, well, what else could I do for the rest of my life? And I was like, I like computers, so, and I knew that the computer industry was pretty, you know, you could find a job, right? Like, even if you don't keep the job you're in, there's lots of opportunity. And so picked computer science, because even then I didn't know, because Cal Poly had software engineering, computer science, and computer engineering. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? And I went on a forum, and somebody was like, pick computer science if you want the middle road. And then I was like, all right, and I didn't even know I liked programming. Never programmed before, only ever did HTML, and so kind of worked out.
Huh. You also wanted to be a voice actor for a certain amount of time.
That's true. That was like more high school. Yeah, I guess I would say that's also my kind of, my more mature dream job. I would probably still like doing that, but I don't know if I have the skill for it. And that's another thing. It's kind of like cooking, where it takes a lot of work. And I mean, it's like acting, effectively. It is acting, but it's like you have to do all the work that an actor has to do to try to get in.
And try to be able to do like a British accent on demand or German accent on demand. And yeah, it's tough stuff.
And put your stuff together, and then hope that you fit some sort of role.
Right.
And so I like the safety of having consistency. So
same. I mean, if I had a do-over in my life, I would either want to be, weirdly, a lawyer, like a corporate lawyer, because I love investigating. Fedora Squad, you know what I mean. Or actually a plastic surgeon. I think I would love to be a plastic surgeon, because big money, and you still get to use knives.
Oh my god! That's so gross. I did not know that about you. Please don't ever kill me. It's so freaking me out right now.
I don't mean for the joy of just cutting up a person. I mean,
I'm having flashbacks to the first boss you fight in BioShock, which is the plastic surgeon that goes crazy and starts like Picassoing people's faces and stuff. Oh, God.
You're never gonna look at me the same way again.
No. I like that you were like, oh, I can't talk to people about the fact that I like grass and stuff, but...
And then I tell them, yeah, I love to cut up faces.
Jesus.
You never know what you're going to get here on Cocktails and Consoles.
No joke now, though, sometimes I do consider getting out of the tech industry because it's like so exhausting.
It is.
At least the part of the tech industry I'm in. And I think if I was going to... If I could save up enough money and be okay with like the job security aspect, I would actually get into zoology because I really like working with animals.
You do?
I do a lot of rehabilitation with animals, kind of like as a volunteer sort of work. So I've worked at a bird sanctuary, baby feeding little birdies.
Oh, the ones you don't kick?
No. I did not kick any at the bird sanctuary. I promise you that. Fucking woodpeckers, though, they're mean.
Oh, they are.
You have to like try to hand feed them, and they're just like teenagers that throw a temper tantrum. They don't want to eat your food, and they peck you, and it hurts.
Dem says Tiger Queen.
No,
that would
I haven't
be
actually
so
seen
cool.
That. I'm like, I'm afraid to watch
I am
that.
afraid to either, because it looks a little. Catch up on chat here.
That's fine.
I just wanted to be a video game dev, which reminds me I have to go back home. Oh, you are working on a game. How's that coming along?
That's super cool. Yeah, I was actually gonna. That was actually why I picked computer science, because I was like, I like video games, maybe there, but it's better now. But at least when I was going into college, like tech industry was not really, or sorry, the gaming industry was not very.
It really didn't ramp up. Yeah.
So
not to where it was today.
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
Do a funny voice. Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta channel my Maya voice. So this is not gonna make any sense unless you watch my streams over on Twitch. There was this like little girl in a Phoenix Wright game, and I'm like, okay, I gotta give her a voice, but she's so tiny and so like cherub-like. I have to give her a voice you would never expect to come out of a body like that. So I gave her what I like to call my drag queen smoker voice. Hold on, let me channel it. So we talk a little bit like this. Hey Phoenix, I think that guy's dead.
It's soon too.
That is my most favorite voice that I do. Meg says, if you ever need UK recipes, yes, I need to know how to make shepherd's pie. And Scotch eggs.
Trifle. Is it trifle? No, wait, what's the...
That's the dessert, yeah.
Yeah, is it trifle?
Trifle. That's what Rachel makes. And
no,
she
I know,
mixes
but
it.
I don't think that's what I'm actually trying to think of. Like, there's another... It's like another type of pie or whatever. Treacle. That's what I'm thinking. Treacle pie. That's what it is.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Harry Potter taught me that.
Oh.
But I actually got to have it when I was in London. I was like, oh shit, this is good.
That's cool. It's kind of like a soon. Oh, okay. Well, he never goes anywhere. Every time I touch the game, the world starts to end. It sucks.
Just every time, like thinking of the trifle now. I wasn't supposed to put beef in the trifle.
Trifle. No, you weren't. It did not taste good. Meg's the one to be a detective like L.A. Noire.
That's the
Love that game. Ooh, I've never had kidney pie.
I don't know if I'd like it. I'd try it. But I tend to like different animals. I don't tend to like different parts of different animals.
Okay, so me saying that I want to be a plastic surgeon because I like knives freaks you out. But you saying I like animals, just not certain parts of animals.
I like crocodile. What can I say? Or alligator or whatever it is. It's delicious. But I don't like, God, what's the term for tripe? I don't have a big fan of tripe.
I hate tripe.
Feels like spiders in my mouth. You're welcome. That's for freaking me out about the freaking knives.
I was not that bad.
Scary, but between you and Mom, because Mom is like watching every murder show that she could actually kill us and get away with it.
Oh yeah, so if we ever disappear, Mother did it. But good luck pinning it on her because
there'd be no evidence.
Yeah, she knows how to get away scot-clean. Like, you would find Jimmy Hoffa before you ever found us. You need a refill?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool.
More bubbly.
Trifle is really easy to make. That's what I thought. It's basically just like lady fingers and cream, right?
Okay, so going back to the whole thing of like not liking different parts of animals, it's not actually part of an animal, but I think it's is it a Russian food that effectively is called mother's tongue? And it's not, yes. I don't think it has any meat in it.
No, it doesn't.
But the fact that it was called that, and I just couldn't like separate it, and I could not eat it.
Mm. Yes, I still have sunglasses on. It just helps kind of keep my hair away from my face. And also because I did get myself one of the masks. And again, I'm not sick. It's just trying to do my part to help, not spread things, even though it's largely ceremonial at this point. I do have a little mask, and actually it's cute. It kind of makes it like katana. I'll show you.
I was gonna say when Mom got them for us, I was just like, oh my god, why would you not wear these? You get to look like you're in Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Where did my purse go?
I have no. It's your house. I have no idea what you do with stuff. Sit in the chair. I don't know, but I really want one that looks like the actual Scorpion mask. Actually, you should get the Scorpion mask because he's your favorite character, right? I love the Scorpion mask. I want the Noob Saibot one.
Where the hell my purse went?
My sister's Wonder Woman. I wonder where my purse is. I wonder where my car is.
This is true. Can you watch that for a second?
Yes.
Can you?
Oh, where were we at? So, yeah, I got the sunglasses on. What would your mother do? I can't actually imagine her, ever being so angry to do something, but she'd probably be really good at solving crimes, honestly. She could totally be a detective. Oh, she's over almost 70 now, but in another life, she could totally fit that. She's really good with numbers.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot.
What'd you do?
It's weighing down the camera.
I can't laugh because when I had to, record in the dance studio, I basically had to wrap my purse around the laptop to make sure it didn't fall off the stand.
Right?
It's like physics, bitch.
Alright, now this is gonna be a little bit tricky because I have lipstick on, but basically...
Nah. They actually fit really well too, surprisingly. Where's your fans? Your fans are right there, dear.
It looks like I'm robbing you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going for a character.
No.
Are you going if Kano or no, not Kano. Johnny Cage and Katana had a baby? I was really confused.
No, that's why I can't wear the mask with sunglasses because it looks like I'm about to commit a crime.
You and everybody else right now.
I know. Right?
It's summer in Arizona. I don't want to go blind when I go outside.
What's that?
Said it's summer in Arizona. I don't want to go blind when I go outside.
Well, that's true. Language, Missy. Oh, we're gonna abuse the language thing a lot.
I'm actually trying to dial it back right now.
Cody wants to know, what would our mother do to kill us? I don't know, but I think it would be worse than a mob hit, honestly.
I was saying that, like, I don't think she would actually, not. I'd see her more as being a detective in other life. Like, she'd be really good at solving stuff.
She would, too. Oh my god. So, some people, especially this day and age, because our attention span is destroyed, that we have to be doing 3 or 4 different things at the same time just to get one thing done. Our mother is not that case. She has to finish one thing completely before she will move on to anything else. She is that linear. I have to wear a mask due to the public. Yeah. It's always summer in Arizona except for like 2 months. I agree.
I think it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It's 103 right now, I think.
Is it? It was raining this morning, so.
Is that why it was so gray out?
Yeah, it was storming most of the night.
Oh, I missed that. God damn it.
Yeah, here's the thing about Arizona is it like dries in an hour, so.
Oh, that's true.
When I worked in defense, I would go in the morning, it'd be blue skies. Come out in the afternoon, when I go home, it'd be blue skies. And my car is totally muddy and dirty because we have dust storms here. And I'm just like,
the dust storms are the worst.
Like, ground completely dry, no clouds in the sky, but we'd had like a torrential downpour in the meantime.
Oh, doesn't that smell good?
Yes, I can actually smell it now.
Okay, so this part's going to be a little bit tricky, but we basically need to get the skins off of our peppers. The best way I found to do this is to take a piece of paper towel and just kind of use it to abrade the peppers. So we're going to start with the red one because that one's going to work a little bit easier than everything else. Texas has other seasons. Luckily, it's just... Oh, God, it's humid? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Come here, you.
See if I actually did a decent job.
You did. These suckers are little. There we go.
Oh. Actually just needs to be peeled straight up.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the huge benefits to roasting is that it will just take the skin right off.
Speaking of roasting, I'm gonna check on these bad boys.
Did you ever steal alcohol from your parents? No, they never had any.
I mean, we did, but
well, yeah, it's
not a lot. I did. Okay,
cognac or something.
The only time I've ever underage drank at the parents' house was before I could drive, but I was home for the summer from college, and we ran out of Dr. Pepper at home, and it was summer, so I wasn't going to walk to the grocery store, and I found a recipe online that said if you took...
I love that shot, yes.
I'm trying to think of what liquor it was. It's not a liquor I normally like.
It's a liqueur and something else. The Dr. Pepper shot. Oh, God, I want to say it's Kahlua and something else.
No, this was something like a brandy or something like that.
Like a brandy? Wow.
I'm trying to think. Amaretto. You took amaretto.
Oh, amaretto, yeah. That
and
makes
some
sense.
other type of soda, which we happen to have, and you mix them together. Apparently it tastes like Dr. Pepper, and I was that desperate for Dr. Pepper at the time.
So you made alcoholic shot just because you really wanted Dr. Pepper.
It wasn't a shot, but yes.
That is hilarious.
I was like, I don't care about the alcohol portion. Just give me Dr. Pepper.
Love it. What was the first drink I ever had? I think I've had wine coolers or something before I was of age. But the first drink I ever had, and I know I bored you guys with this story before. My friends took me out to an Irish pub for my 21st birthday. And we had this waitress who apparently had a not so great day before I walked in. Aww. And we sat down. He's like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, so I'm 21, I'd love to have my first alcoholic drink.
No.
And I asked her, well, what do you think I should have? And without even blinking, she said brain hemorrhage. And I don't know if she meant the drink or the condition. But either way, I learned never get a drink recommendation from an angry lesbian waitress because it was awful.
That thing, yeah, especially you don't like texture, and that thing is all about
texture. No,
texture.
it is all texture.
I have a comment on it, but it's very not nice, so I'm not going to say it right now. But remind me to tell you afterward, because it's yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, they don't warn you that shot is chewy. Let's just put it that way.
God.
You know. We're saying record lows here. Oh, lucky. Oh, that's right. There's a storm going snowstorm going on somewhere in the United States right now.
Somewhere.
Somewhere not
Some
here.
state that's not Arizona.
What's that thing called? Hadoo something. It's funny sounding word for a giant wall of dust.
Haboob?
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's haboob. Everyone giggles every time you say it.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Don't ever say it to Dad, though, because he hates the frickin' word. But,
Why?
I don't know. He's Dad.
He's
I love you, Dad.
weird.
I don't know.
Hey, Melissa, what's up? You should have been flirty to the waitress. I can't flirt with women. I can't even flirt with men, let alone women. I have no game at all. Let me put it to you this way. The last thing I was on that you could even consider a date, it was basically a make-out excuse. He was coming over to teach me how to play Rocket League. I mean, it was all there. We both knew what this was. Did we ever get to the kiss? No. Like, the setup was there, and I failed it every time. To the point I looked over, he was actively putting on chapstick.
Oh my God,
I am not kidding.
I'm not good with that kind of stuff.
Oh, me either.
I'm very shy, and so I honestly, like, it might be TMI, but sometimes I wonder if I'm actually, like, kind of asexual, because I'm very not comfortable with people that I'm not mentally kind of close with.
Well, you have to, yeah.
I struggle with dating, which, as you guys know, when we played the dating game, I was like, I
That
can't
was
do this because I'm going to
funny.
make people feel terrible and whatnot, and I can't do that, but most of the two boyfriends I've had, we hung out a ton before then, which... It's kind of funny because, like, my first boyfriend, we were in band together, and this is college, and I remember he invited me over to his house, and I was like, oh, I'll study, we'll hang out or whatever, and he was playing the drums, like the drum set to, kind of show off or whatever, and I was doing my calculus homework, and I fell asleep. And it wasn't meant to be me, but I was just so tired all the time in college, and I could sleep through anything. So
That is awesome.
needless to say, it took us a while to get together, and that's kind of on me. But that's how I like I don't like going on. I get stressed when I go on dates because I'm like, I don't know how to handle like people kind of pushing the physical stuff when I'm not ready, and so.
Oh, you have to have that time to get comfortable with someone, unless they're ungodly hot with a lot of game, or you've had a lot of alcohol, or a magical combination of the two.
Well, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me. Like, I'm just so awkward sometimes.
It is like the setup is what makes it the worst, in my opinion.
I don't know. It's just, yeah. I don't like going on dates. I like hanging out with people. I like getting to know people. I actually really enjoyed speed dating because I got to hear everyone's story for 5 minutes and get to meet people and stuff like that.
But it's nice when they talk, because I don't want to talk.
Oh. I fake it really well. I'm good at conversation.
She is. She's very good.
I should say.
So yeah, so that's why Sister Cocktails and I are pretty often very single.
Yes. Den says a band together. What kind of song? Marching band. We were in. That was actually the first time I ever did field show. It's kind of funny because Melissa was in marching band as well, and she did Winter Guard, but she also did. You did Winter Guard in high school, didn't you?
Oh yeah, but it was in color guard, not the band.
Well, I call them both. Can't have separation. That's what they try to force on us, man.
But you do, because it's a little cooler to be in color guard than.
Well,
or people view it to be cooler.
I would watch her perform at the field shows, and I never actually did field show when I got to high school because they stopped doing it, and so it wasn't until college. Yeah, no, they didn't do it anymore. We just did parade and Winter Guard.
Oh, that blows.
Which parade was like whatever.
Field show's fun, especially because that's how you get tan.
Yeah, but then you have to deal with the wind.
Oh, that's true.
And I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
Nosebleeds that won't stop for 3 songs.
But yeah, so I don't know, in field show we would play kind of play some more of the traditional stuff, but then we'd also play rock and roll or oh my god. I remember we did a rock and roll show. They called it the metal show.
The metal
And it was
show.
rock and roll until we got to the one that was supposed to be the color guard one. Color guard kind of we were doing sabers for the first time on field.
Oh,
yeah, I
Jesus.
choreographed sabers. Holy shit. Because I don't spin sabers. Spin
Look
rifle.
at you.
But
I love sabers.
You know what song that they picked for it?
What's that?
Saber Dance. Yeah.
You need that song that everyone does.
How does that go again?
I don't remember, but I know if...
You know it if you heard it. It's kind of like this classical song. But yeah, it's like rock and roll song, classical.
Saber dance, yep.
Just like, okay.
Well, they never really picked good stuff to do field show to. We never won field show at all. We always came in dead last.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No, we didn't perform in competition. We were paid for basically by the athletics department, so we were their bitches. I mean, it's totally true.
True.
They funded us. Like, that was the only funding that we had, so.
Oh, that's right. They stopped doing bingo, and bingo was a big thing.
No, this is college.
Oh,
I never did it in high school because we didn't have it.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna skin our
Nice.
peppers. Trying to get rid of the seeds, because again, she doesn't like super spicy, and I don't want to overwhelm this.
I'll suffer through it. I like spicy food. The problem is I can't handle it very well, so like I can have a couple sips and then I'm done.
There we go. Shred that off. So the more seeds you have in here, the spicier it's going to be. So my recommendation is avoid as many seeds as you can, and then you can always add spiciness back into the drink if it's not spicy enough for you. There we go. All right.
We did have a fight scene choreographed between the cymbals and the saber line in that song, though. So that was at least kind of cool.
That is awesome. Okay. So we have that. Now let's get our tomatoes out of the oven. And we're going to add that to the mix.
I don't know if you read this. I just saw somewhere, somehow, someone in their home, or someone is in their home while it snows drinking hot cocoa. That's really cool. I can believe.
Something was sizzling, I thought I heard.
That, it's got the liquids coming out of it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You see them bleed?
I do. All right, so let me grab my tongs, and we'll throw this into the mix.
Your forceps.
I like spicy food. I haven't had any in a while. I never used to be a big fan of spicy foods until I met Matt, which if you watch some of my earlier videos, he loves spicy foods. That was a sound.
Have you talked to him recently?
I haven't. I feel bad. I haven't checked in on him. He's still in California, where it's like really rough to live financially. There we go. Wow, this
make him bleed.
This sound. I mean, I just don't even know.
Maybe getting that on camera, watching them explode. Stabby, stab, stab. Oh, no.
That's a sound.
Squish, squish.
I can't even with this noise. All right. Let's get our tomatoes.
So
your fingers are burning. No, thankfully these aren't super hot in the bowl. And this is what is that term for the heat treated glass? Pyrex. This is Pyrex, so
it's like bleed under my knife of doom. I love it.
This is gonna be kind of a chunkier. I'm so afraid I'm gonna get this right in my eye.
You see that commercial where the mom's like cutting up peppers and the kid runs in crying and she like tries to wipe her tears away after having pepper on it. And just like everyone starts crying all over the place.
That's
I think she
terrible.
I don't even know what that commercial's for, but
I don't even know either.
That, but that's funny.
Yes, if you cut up peppers, be very careful because capsaicin is. I'm not sure if it's technically an oil.
But I think it is oil-based, isn't it?
Yeah, so it will stick around on your fingers and...
Or at least it's in the oil in...
Yes, exactly. And even for hours later, you can still transfer it to your eyes and it will hurt.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to wear gloves. Like the medical gloves for this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing with the really hot peppers, you have to at that point.
This should be enough for at least 2 drinks.
This is so cool, we're making them from scratch.
Thank you.
When I made Bloody Marys at my house, was it last weekend? Was that what I did? And I was like, oh yeah, we're making, Bloody Marys from scratch. And Melissa's like, oh, you roasted tomatoes, everything. I'm like, I got V8. Like,
that was scratch for her.
I didn't buy like the Mr. and Mrs. whatever,
Oh, the Mrs. T's mix?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay. I like mine tasting a little fresh, so I'm gonna put a little bit more cucumber
Pretty much
in there.
eat everything, so I won't complain.
Plus, the more cucumber you put in, the more Worcestershire sauce you can counter it with.
Ooh.
All right. That is... It's a little warm, but it should be good to go. So we're going to blend this up, then we're going to sieve it. So make sure we don't get any like big particles of either seeds or skin in there. And then we're going to blend it with some vodka and put it over some ice. And then we're going to finish our fucking ravioli.
Yeah, I think it's sorted itself out by now.
See, now you're using it.
I'm doing it.
She's
like,
doing
ironically.
it. Cody says, scratch, close enough. Dem says you were too good for him. I think you're talking to her, and yes, she is awesome. Every guy she brings home, I will always say, is she's too good for him.
I just try to do my best with people.
She's really good. She's very empathetic. Like, she teaches at her work like how to actually look at a situation and take out any of the the things that can make a situation go completely catty. I jump into the catty like, immediately. She does not. That's the last thing she goes for. She tries to look at it from all sides. She tries to take out all the emotion, and she's younger than I am. I don't know how she pulls this shit off.
The irony, because I'm very emotional, but
I know,
it's kind of how I survive. Well, so I'm in the tech industry, like I mentioned, and the tech industry has a high turnover rate, especially with like those considered minorities in the group.
Sure.
But I mean, I care about everybody, and a lot of people in the industry are introverts, and that includes white males and stuff like that. And I kind of just want people to be happy, and so it's like they teach us a lot about, coding or whatnot in college, but they don't teach us about how to work with others really, or how to have like really healthy relationships. And so it's like, and a lot of my job is working with other people, which is not what I got into it for.
Oh God, who would be? All right, we're gonna have to blend this over here because for some reason this won't plug in over there.
What?
I know, it's weird.
Huh, that's bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So anyways, yeah, I try to teach like emotional intelligence to help people kind of be more effective in their jobs when it comes to doing like design reviews and mentoring other people. Oh, Kelly, no problem.
I can't find a plug for this thing going.
Do you want? What? Are you sure you're just not plugging? Really?
We're gonna blend this on the floor.
Oh my God.
Off-screen magic.
Are you? Wow. Okay. Are you sure you couldn't get it in one of these over here?
Okay, and now if you manage to do this, I'm going to cry.
I'm gonna remove all of the sharp objects away from here. Please don't hurt me. I just want to make sure you stay in shot. So you're
Oh, thank you. Such a good sous chef.
Well, that might be the problem. These are like covered.
Oh, you just have to wiggle through there.
Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I'm fragile!
How the fuck were you able to do that?
Did you put the knife away? I'm not coming back over. That's insane. Oh shit,
Well, it's
you got a
over
butter
there.
knife over there.
I got the big one. Yes, fear me and my butter knife of doom.
There.
Alright, and we're gonna have to feed some of this into this.
Actually, did you want it over in that one?
No, that's fine.
It was scary.
Dan says, if you by magic were transformed into a random hunky guy for the day, would you date your sister? No, because that's creepy.
Well, like if we didn't have a relationship, or like in this alternate universe, like what are we talking about?
If we weren't related, chances are still no, because the type of guy I'm attracted to, I shouldn't be, but it's like this kind of the player type. A guy with moxie.
I think maybe that was the question, is like, would you date like somebody of your sexual preference that wasn't a familial relationship that has the characteristics of.
Oh, I guess that would make sense.
That's what I'm taking that as.
That works.
And honestly, I probably would say, I don't know.
One sister is much more into this than the other.
Tens, I think I got what you're saying. I hope I got what you're saying.
Cody says, no one teaches healthy relationships until it's too late. This is very true.
Yeah.
Very depressing, but at least we have people like Lufa trying to help. Aww.
Aww.
Shit, you took my butter knife away. I need to cut up this pepper.
Can I trust? Will you promise you won't hurt me if I give it
Yes!
Because I'm noticing a... Don't tempt me. Everyone's got a dark side. I was gonna say, this seems to be a trend where it'd be like, oh, you know, if you do this, like, I'm gonna be so mad, and then I do, and then I always get hurt.
Well, it's like, it would not work, and I don't understand.
Well, I think my outlets in my house can be kind of like that, too. You just gotta wiggle it a little bit till it finally goes in.
So much giggity. Oh, man. This is a big piece of red pepper.
President's like, I mean, it would totally be acceptable in Alabama. Yeah, I don't know. I probably would say probably no, because somebody of Melissa's characteristics I would rather have like as a friend, but I don't know. Everyone asks me like, oh, what's your ideal person? I'm like, oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
Like
George Clooney, that's my ideal person. I'm never gonna have him. Well, George Clooney and Leon Kennedy, and neither of those will be mine, so sadly.
Yeah, I think I really like. I think I kind of like the kind of like guy who's really not naive, but kind of like innocent and pure, because then I can kind of like protect him or whatnot, or like I don't know. I like caring for people, so
She does. She's good about that. Melissa comes walking at you like a Tonberry run the other day. Okay, wait. Okay, I don't know if you've encountered that yet, but Tonberries are on in this new version, and they're fucking lethal as shit.
well, they're always lethal as shit. When I saw it, because you find them or you see them in the Fat Chocobo fight, and I was just like, the moment I saw them, I was like, oh shit!
Right, you run the other way.
I'm like, I know that knife. Are you done? It's loud.
Well, I've got a couple of these to do. I also need a
Can I help?
vessel of some sort.
A vessel. Sorry, but after playing Final Fantasy, somebody say vessel, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, you need
I
a clone
know.
or something? Like a Sephiroth clone?
Okay, I'll put it in here.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's going back to the same place it came from.
I says, I can be innocent and pure. Maybe. Ice's strength, he plays the sarcasm well.
Cody's like, you fool, Lufa, you gave her the knife. And we both reached for the knife.
I love Chicago.
I like my personal health, but I like food more, which is why we're frying shit, so I think that kind of makes
Yeah, we
sense.
haven't even gotten to that part yet, and then Lisa's gonna be driving that, because she actually fries ravioli really well.
I tried.
Catch up with chat. I mean, you'd be totally acceptable in Alabama. That is not a plus.
Frickin' Tonberries, though.
Yeah, I don't remember even fighting them in the original version. And
there were
could
Master
rock my
Tonberries in the final dungeon in Final Fantasy VII. I know you could also fight, it might have been regular Tonberries in the battle arena in Gold Saucer, because that was terrifying as shit when you only have one character and you're trying to fight.
Yeah, and it's a melee character.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter either way, because it's like...
Well, that's the only way you can fight Tonberries, right? Is you have to arrange them?
No, I mean, it's the original game, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
Oh.
Because basically the Tonberry just takes slow steps toward your characters, and once they get there, like...
Well, yeah, but if you have a melee character, you don't want to get, like, right up in their grill.
No, but you jump forward and you jump back in the original game.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't work in this one.
Yeah, well, yes. I'm talking about the original, though.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think maybe the first time you go to the Northern Crater, the regular Tonberries might be there, but I only remember seeing them in the final Northern Crater dungeon and then the battle arena. vacation flying business class for 7 days at a decent hotel in any city you would like. Which city would you go to? And why?
Milan. I want to go to Italy so bad. Or Amalfi Coast, one of the two.
Yeah, I would definitely say touring Western Europe would be a big place. If you toss up between that and actually going to Northern Crater. Like, I really want to go see the Aurora Borealis and take like a cruise around the Northern Pole. That's actually one of my dreams.
Oh, I thought you said Northern Crater. I'm like, you want to go to Midgard?
I mean, yes, I love craters, but after that game, we actually have a crater here in Arizona I've not been to.
We do, that's right.
I heard it's actually not that exciting to go to, but still like, oh, it's a crater, like Final Fantasy VII. I told you I like that game.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, Northern Pole is what I meant to say. I got FF7 on the brain.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. I know. I'm gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna add in. Sorry, we're going total ghetto on this one, just because I need a vessel big enough. Would you mind rinsing these? I'll move our butternut squash out of the way, which we're gonna be using next.
Clean them, or do you just want to?
No, just rinse. That'd be great. Alright. Sucker is almost done.
Oop. Oh, that didn't happen. I got it. Barely. Oh no.
So yeah, so Bloody Marys, I mean, this is why you can appreciate when they're made fresh, because there's a lot of work that goes into them.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, Meg says I'm back and I can tell you how to make an alcoholic trifle. Hell yes!
Please tell us.
I am so there.
So let's put some salt in there. Some pepper.
Aurora Borealis is mostly kind of dull. I mean, I could see that being fair. It's just one of those things of when you have a dream, it's like Tangled, right? Like, you have a dream, you still want to see it, and then after that, you go find another dream.
Especially now that, did you hear that that huge hole in the ozone has finally closed?
Has it really?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we haven't been going outside?
Well, they say it's not related to that, but I kind of think that it is, because it picked now to fix itself?
Know. I mean, that's awesome. We've been cutting back on our emissions to improve that.
Alright, I'm gonna put in a little garlic salt.
Believe,
Generally, like celery salt's a better thing to put in here, but I don't have any, so we're gonna use a little bit of garlic and my secret weapon, jalapeno salt.
So with celery salt, the benefit of using it is it tends to add sort of like a cooling feeling after having the initial spice of a Bloody Mary. That's why people tend to use it, but whatever, feel the burn.
And thankfully we had...
It's not for inhaling.
I didn't mean to inhale, but I did. Oh god. That's why we have the cucumber in here, because we don't have the celery, and the cucumber will give the same effect.
Like once in a blue moon, it's a fucking screensaver laser show. Fair. Yeah. I don't know, I really like, I mean, that's why I kind of like geology, was I really like vibrant color, and so being out kind of in the snowy plains and I don't know, having that kind of light above it, just kind of to me.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? And like just utter silence.
Plus, I love science, so. I don't know where my fascination about it came from. I don't know. I really dug. I went on an Alaskan cruise, and like we're out there, kind of in the cold, but I really dug it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Ugh. Part of geology, did you like, I mean, keep in mind, I was like elementary school going into middle school, so I definitely like, you know, the shiny, colorful rocks. But I do like the colors, like the vibrant colors of it. So it's not so much like, ooh, diamonds and emeralds, but I mean like fluorspar and, you know, just those colors that are so vibrant. Even quartz has all these kind of beautiful looks to it. And I don't know. And I never got a chance to get into it because our schools never taught it. But like understanding how a star sapphire forms, it's like kind of cool to me. But I also, you know, talking a little bit about like plate tectonics and stuff was also really cool as well.
Okay.
And fault lines, which by the way, in Cal Poly, there's a fault line.
It's right on a fucking fault line.
Well, there's a reactor right on a fucking fault line. So living there, every once in a while, we get this notice is like, you can get free iodine pills in case there's a nuclear meltdown, and also you couldn't get any reception in any of our buildings because they were built for a nuclear meltdown.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Fun times. When you live in California.
Yeah, crazy shit. Alright, let's put a good amount of ice in here because this is still a little warm.
Yeah, Cody, I think the guy who invented the seismograph was a professor at UC Berkeley, if I recall correctly, if my tour was accurate. Cal Poly Library would probably survive a nuclear anything. And I definitely know the first floor of the band building. Well, Cal Poly's on a hill, so like the first floor isn't necessarily, like the second floor can be ground level too, which makes it confusing as hell. Like we called one of our buildings a spider building because you couldn't figure out how to get around it.
Still sounds creepy.
Well, it's just like I had to go deliver professor, like your class would do like the professor ratings or whatever, professor reviews, and then somebody would go deliver them. I had to go deliver somewhere in that building, and I'm like, no. Or what was the other? No, it wasn't. We had the spider one, which was kind of built like a web, and then we had the maze, which is fuck the engineer that came up with that shit, because I couldn't. And we have engineering majors at Cal Poly, and I was just like, how do you find anything? I don't even know those buildings.
That's a damn
are
good question.
They've been tearing down a lot and rebuilding them.
Alright. Clean this up a little bit.
I don't know if you saw the one, or if you said the one from Meg's, but my mom, I may have a recipe that I know by heart.
Yeah, I'd loved it. So we have a channel on our Discord, if you'd like to put it there for all recipes.
Says, I can get away the family secrets. I mean, you give away or you can't give away? I wasn't sure if you missed a letter or not. Spider building, it sounds like it's full of spiders. You know, we did have a little bit of a spider problem there. I definitely remember walking under some trees and seeing some spiders hanging out from it. And I'm like, no. Also, we had tarantulas. F that noise. I only climbed the P there once. I was up on the hill, but I will never do it because I found out after the fact that there's tarantulas up there.
That is terrifying.
That's a big bucket of nope.
Big bucket of nope. Alright, would you like to grab us 2 glasses, please?
What kind of glasses do you want?
Probably tall glasses. So I'm gonna put some ice in there. This is cooling down, but it's not like completely cool yet. However much you feel like drinking, let's put it that way.
I definitely have to meter myself because if I'm supposed to be frying later, I'm getting to the point where I can't be trusted.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I hate spiders. You and Melissa and myself. What's a 3 equivalent of both?
Yeah. The 3 of us fucking hate them. I will, like, give the keys of my house to a spider if it's just in a place I can't reach. Like, okay, you win.
Meg says can. She has confirmed can, so yes. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sharing is caring. Plus, too, like, to help keep recipes going. I mean, that's kind of like a
it's
part
like
of your
heritage,
family.
yeah. I love that.
That chocolate chip recipe that we have. I'm trying to remember where we get that from. Was it Aunt Jan's?
Aunt Jan.
Yeah. So good.
Best chocolate chip recipe I've ever had.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well done.
That was my sobriety test.
Do you want me to fill that up with water, or?
No,
It's fine.
Good. I'll get back to that later.
Ooh. Oh, that looks right.
I'm gonna pour over the sink, cause.
Yeah, I already accidentally kind of knocked it down. Caught it, but... One of us is getting all the ice.
Do you want ice or?
I don't care. Do you care?
I like ice. I'll take ice.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that actually makes a lot.
It does.
Ooh, nice. I love me some Bloody Mary. I love this over mimosas. Also, you can get full off of Bloody Marys too. They're like
You do. It's like a dinner in a glass. Cheers!
Guys. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to y'all.
It's got a little kick.
It definitely has afterburn.
Mmm.
I like it.
That's not bad. It needs... No, it needs something. If yours is fine, I'll leave yours be, but mine needs something more. Yeah.
I like Worcestershire. Need a spoon?
Or a butter knife. How do you feel about Spider-Man? Avocado plays. I love the new Spider-Man. I blanked on his name, but I love him.
Tom Holland?
Yes, he's my favorite.
Have you seen him in Lip Sync Battle? I will show it. Okay, so we have to add a list of like all the stuff I gotta show you.
I know, right?
He is phenomenal. That guy can dance.
Yes, he did Umbrella.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh my god, the guy.
Well, I mean, he was in Billy Elliot on Broadway.
Oh, was it? That's cool.
Okay,
cheers.
now let's try that.
3 cheers.
That's better. Or if you want more, I'll leave this out.
No, I think I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Alright, now we can actually get to the friggin'...
Yes.
Okay. Let me clean this out so we can use this. I want to keep an eye on chat while I take care of this real quick.
Tom Netherlands. Hey, Avocado, I don't think I got to say hi to you yet. So, hi. Sorry if I missed your entrance.
Who's that?
Avocado Plays?
Oh yeah, came in.
Yeah, I just like missed it. We're to the part of the stream where I've had a little bit to drink, so my reaction time is not the best.
That's okay, all you have to do now is just try food.
Did you see what Cody said? Do you want ice? Sure, I'll take ice. Pour ice. Pour. That's not what I meant. Not what I meant at all.
We love ice.
Ice, baby.
He's a sweetheart. I think it came out pretty nice. Yes, that is what it takes to make a Bloody Mary from scratch. Alright. Now we can do our filling. So we're going to take our butternut squash, pop it in here. Now before I start mashing this, I like to add everything else to it and then mash. Okay, so we're going to put that on, so I'll drop it in there, that's fine. Would you like to grate the cheese?
Did we actually even use the seed like we said we were going to use?
No.
Oopsie. Yes, I want to
it.
grate the cheese. What do you want me to grate it on? Here?
Just grate it right in here.
Ooh.
So I like about a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts of butternut to 1 part of cheese.
It's gonna be like a restaurant. You're just gonna have to tell me when to stop.
That's fine. Den says favorite HBO dramas. I don't really watch
HBO.
much on HBO. I don't have cable anymore.
Work those biceps. Get your arm worked out.
Oh, you're doing a good job on that.
Oh, see, fuck. You say that, and then I go and I screw it up.
Oh, that's fine. I can clean that later.
I'll pick it up after.
So any Parmesan will work. This is actually Grana Padano. It's like one of the best cheeses you can ever get. And I managed to find some, so I'm like, that's fucking going in. Okay, that's good.
Get all the cheese, none left behind. We done with the grater?
Yes.
Alright, stand by. We got a crime scene to clean up. Hold on. Wait. I'm one of those people I have to clean as I go because I hate having a messy kitchen.
Alright, we're gonna put in some salt. And a little bit of pepper.
Are we all done with the cheese?
We are all done with the cheese.
Go back in the fridge.
Yes.
Keep it nice and cool. Preserve. Do you care where I put it?
No. There's no organization to my...
Oh shit, you got diesel.
I do.
Can I have a piece of sage?
Of course you can. Speaking of sage, we're going to add in our sage. Now, if we need to thin this out, we can always add in our brown butter, which we still have. But I'm going to see how this works out first, because we don't know how much liquid is currently in that butternut squash.
So good. Come on, work those triceps.
What triceps? You have forearms. I do not.
You want me to do it?
Sure. Okay, why am I doing work?
I gotta finish my sage.
It actually works really well with the music. Do you two live together? No, but we live pretty close to each other. That's why I'm so glad to be back in the desert, because now I get to hang out with her a lot more than I was able to before.
Trying to break up the sage. Yeah, I know. I had to basically travel to California just to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I unfortunately didn't have a ton of reason to go out to California, because most of my friends they're all scattered, and so it gets to be really difficult to make time with people, because California, everything's so freaking far away. And then just, I don't know, gets so busy all the time.
You're actually doing a good job on that.
Thank you, ma'am. I like the arm workout. I'm gonna make sure I get the...
Butter these. I know, right? How drunk can we expect to get you on stream? So avocado, for myself, I never like to get like out of control drunk, because
Same.
I understand the responsibility of having a YouTube channel that includes alcohol, and to the best of my ability, I want to make sure that I portray it in a way that it can be socially fun without being destructive. So there was only one time where I did not judge appropriately, and the alcohol hit me after, and I don't remember most of that night. We deleted that stream. That was a long time ago. But the personal flavor, I'm relaxed. I'm not drunk.
Yeah, same. I mean, A, I have to drive eventually, but also B, like, we live in Arizona. It's really easy to get dehydrated here, and alcohol dehydrates the crap out of you.
Yes, it does.
So, I mean, I don't even want me to stop.
I think that's pretty good.
I was gonna say, it's pretty destroyed. Decimated might be the right
I'm
word.
gonna add in a little bit of the butter just for the flavor. Good job. And then
I Rosie the River, remember?
this is good to go. I should probably move some stuff over.
Plus, I hate hangovers because I only have
Oh,
so much
they're
time
the
in the day,
worst.
and I cannot afford to be like defunct the next day. I mean, I don't sleep well with alcohol in my system, so even if I don't drink a lot,
I can't sleep either. Like, I'll sleep for 2 hours and I'm wide awake. Alright, I'm gonna add in a little bit of that butter.
Yeah, most of the reason, I mean, honestly, the majority of the reason I drink is simply because I like the taste. Like, if I could have alcohol that didn't have the alcohol effect, I'd be totally happy.
They sell that now.
Yeah, but is it good?
I doubt it.
Like, alcohol. Well, so non-alcoholic wine is actually alcohol removed, but even still, it tastes kind of funny to me.
Yeah, and that's my fear, is that I think it's gonna be, it's gonna basically taste like sugar substitute.
Because it's like, when people were making alcohol in the beginning, it wasn't to get the alcoholic effect, it was a way to make a drink that was safe to drink, that, you know, you watered out of the floors, potentially got all sorts of bad things in it, and so that's where, like, kind of beer came from originally.
Well, rumor has it, didn't wine start because a woman of a king wanted to kill herself, so she ate fermented fruits?
Yeah, I have no idea. Not gonna look that up. Add that to the list.
Add it to the list.
We're gonna have to make like a whiteboard next time I'm over here and just like
know,
write it all down because we gotta talk.
Okay. Let me add a little bit more just because I don't trust
Aw,
that.
Clay is responsible and kind and beautiful, aren't you?
Aww. Well, it's, you know, I have to take the responsibility that I can't control the age of the people who watch my content, and I know that there's quite a few people on here that are under the legal drinking age, so I don't want to show off drinking as something like, woo, so cool, because that's being a bad example.
Plus, I think we're past those years in our life. I don't know. I mean, even when I was kind of in that partying stage, I was never just like, oh my god, shots! I like to taste my alcohol, so I'm like, shots is kind of defeats the purpose.
That's true. I like to sip on a cocktail. Like, if I want to get drunk,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there are days where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I want a day off. Mentally and physically, and so, but, I don't know. I mean, most of what we're doing though, like, we're playing video games or we're cooking and we're trying, we want to be a part of the moment and enjoy like spending time with you guys. So.
Yeah, getting blitzed to the point where you can't even control the words that are coming out of your mouth, it's not fun.
Or remember like the things you talked about with the group.
Right? Or, because trust me, it can trigger a lot of very volatile emotions, and the last thing you want to be is that weepy crying woman. Never ever want to be that.
I have definitely been that, unfortunately. Whoops.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to be that again. Lesson learned.
So, how many Zoom meetings? Before I got laid off, like once a day.
I've only used it for my dance class because, like I said, we have our own in-house sort of Zoom equivalent that's been out for a while, so we just use that. But so probably like, I don't know, how many times have I taught from home? Like 4, 5? 5 probably.
You're up to 5 now?
Yeah, I taught once from the studio after we effectively shut it down, like before the official shut down all gyms and fitness studios came. Sorry, pickups. But and then like I don't teach when I'm on call, but I think for the most part, like, yeah, probably something like that.
Okay.
I only teach once a week, so my lazy ass doesn't want to teach anymore.
You're forgetting cooking skills. That's true. You don't want to be drunk when you're trying to cook.
Yeah, we're frying shit soon.
Yeah, so you got to be a little bit careful. All right, so we don't want a whole ton of filling because this is going to basically be cut here and cut here. So we want just a little bit in the center.
Do you actually have
like a melon baller? No.
No, a ravioli
Cutter? No.
Yeah. I have one. I should have brought it.
Oh.
It's not rectangular though; it's circular. But I've had it forever, and I don't know why. I think I got it for cheap over at like Crate and Barrel in college. Like, what the hell am I gonna make ravioli in college? One of these days I'll have to use it.
I would imagine like culinary students would probably use it, but beyond that, not many.
Well, especially when it comes to like culinary arts, I tend to bake and cooking. Like, I can cook, but
She can. She's pretty good.
just lazy. Like, I like cooking for big groups of people,
Yes.
but for myself, I'm just like, it can come out of the box for all I care.
Yeah, sometimes cooking for yourself, you're just like, can I just phone it in?
I just like, I value my time a lot because I don't get much of it. Because
She doesn't. She has a full dance card.
So that's why I'm like, I want to reduce the amount of time it takes to get from me to the food, and me sitting down and watching stuff and enjoying said food.
Right? Okay, so now this is going to be a little bit tricky because they're not going to want to stick to each other until we introduce some water. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down the middle.
I've never actually seen ravioli be made before, so this is exciting.
Well, it's going to be a little tricky. This the material of this is not great, but don't worry, we have some that we can just throw in if needs be.
Yeah, for the record, for those that don't want to necessarily go through the effort for making fried ravioli,
You can always just buy ravioli.
yeah, just go into sort of the, like, there's the dry pasta area, and then there's like the cooler is in like colder, like frozen. It's not frozen, but it's like in the refrigerator section.
Yeah, refrigerator section.
Refrigerated ravioli. Get some of that. It takes like 5 minutes to heat up a little bit. And just boil some water, throw it in for 5 minutes, drain it, wait till it's cool enough that you can work with, and then you can just work with that too.
I don't think this is shit.
What's wrong?
We may have to use the packaged stuff.
Is it not?
If you feel this, it's no way is it gonna bind with the other piece.
Well, you started using the water on it? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I mean, feel it for a second here. It's not like what you would imagine pasta would feel.
Oh, is there instructions on something? Instructions. Oh, that's storage instructions. Preheat. Top.
Yeah, it's not even gonna.
Oh, this is
bend.
lasagna. That's why.
Oh shit! Did I get the wrong kind?
Lasagna.
Well,
I'm curious,
thank
let me try
God we got
something.
the other ones.
Let me try something for a second. I'm just curious. Whoops. Hold on. You don't happen to have any egg, do you?
I do.
So I was like, maybe an egg wash, but yeah, this is probably not gonna stick.
That's fine because I got some packaged ones. But I mean, basically, to
No.
make this, you follow the same steps as we just did, but this packaged stuff is not, unfortunately, gonna work.
I have a feeling this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna try. I'm not sure.
Me either or.
Oh, kind of squished out.
Yeah, it's too dry.
It's kind of sticking. Probably not gonna taste good, but it's probably sticking.
Well, no, it's gonna fall apart because we can't get all the air out. That's fine. I'll get the package stuff.
I feel like I've already started, so I kind of just. Oh yeah, yeah, it's not saying. Sad face.
Well, we tried. Option B.
I wonder if there's anything we do with the filling. We made all that filling. It's probably still good. For stuff.
I'll figure it out later, but right now we'll get it out of the way. Okay, so talk us through how you fry ravioli, because you did a great job.
First thing, does this need to be? So we need to boil some water. Get this going.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. If you want to start getting the water. Where's your? Which one is dish soap?
The blue one.
Blue one? Okay. Yes. So that's right. We're gonna teach you the way you'll probably end up doing it at home. Some warm water good. So we have a colander that we can actually use. Yeah, pest laid plans and mice and men often go awry.
That's true. But that's fine.
Yeah, with lasagna, for those that have not made it, I mean, it's layering, but at that point too, like, you know, I wonder if there were instructions on how to, like, prep that, because even when I work with lasagna, it's a lot softer than...
It is. Something about that, it's not right.
I don't think it's prepared. It feels like it needs to be...
Like, you'd have to boil them first, and
Something
even
like
still,
that.
that's going to be problematic.
Well, I don't know about problematic, but it's definitely not going to work the way it is right now.
That's okay, you don't have to get the full clean.
I'm kind of a neat freak. Hold on. I used to get sick a lot growing up, so I'm kind of not super anal in the kitchen, but like I like to have things very thin. Friggin' get out of the hole.
Out, damn spot.
Okay, that's fine. So we have that down. All right, so let's just get some water on her.
Well, I gotta clean that first.
Oh, it's,
yeah, that definitely has to be clean.
sure that. I get that. I mean, we cooked the butternut squash in here, and we're gonna just put more butternut squash in there.
Well, that's true. I think
Extra
you
flavor.
probably want to rinse it out a little bit.
Yeah. I do want to still try some of that filling though. I'm sure the filling came out great.
It should be pretty good.
Yeah, it's just like that ravioli, the lasagna doesn't seem like it would actually hold for even if you were making real lasagna with it.
I know, right? It would fall apart. But I think that's the kind, like, you know, the ones that you can just put into lasagna and bake it in there. I think this is that kind of lasagna.
But even then, it doesn't seem like it would hold very well. So I guess if you I don't know. I feel like you stole something out of you.
Yep, Megs, that was a big Beth quote. I couldn't resist.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it.
Out damn spot.
Oh, yes.
Had to do it.
We've gone so far. I think going back the way we came would be just as much as going forward. I don't remember the exact quote. But like I said, I'm not a literary buff. See, this is a big pot, so we actually don't need that much. How much do you want to cook up? Maybe like 10 or so?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more?
Whatever you feel like eating. I just want a couple.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably more than enough. Where do you want me to put this?
The middle one will probably boil the fastest.
Let's do it.
I'll get your buttermilk.
Okay, good.
You need eggs too, right?
No, I just need buttermilk.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is...
Hold on, I got you.
Is that the fire one? You go there? I don't use gas stoves anymore, so I'm no
I
idea.
know, I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know why everyone loves them so much.
Yeah, so this is going to be... It really doesn't take that much effort to fry ravioli. The trick when it comes to frying is to not overdo it. So anytime you put food... So we're going to use vegetable oil. To be more authentic with the ravioli, you can technically use olive oil. Olive oil is expensive.
I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't... Olive oil does not fry well.
Yeah, and so with regards to... And these are small pieces too.
They're
like
very small.
We'll use a small pan, so we don't need to actually use that much oil, because, I don't know, I hate throwing away a lot of oil.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
And the thing, too, is that you don't want to throw in a lot of items into the oil, because what's going to do is it's going to drop the heat of the oil down. It's going to take
true. Good job.
Watch on, bro. And like it takes longer, so you're going to get more oil involved. It's also going to make it hard to kind of judge how long it needs to stay in there. And I'm not going to lie, I'm terrible about judging how long it needs to actually cook for, so
I just cook it till it's brown.
So yeah, we're going to be breading these. Now with breading, there's a couple ways you can do it. The way I've done it for ravioli, at least, is I just use buttermilk. A lot of recipes call for that. You can do kind of like an egg bath and do, you have flour, right?
Yes.
Oh no, we don't need flour, sorry. You can use flour. And then eggs and, I mean, you could go kind of crazy with that.
The
for this,
true
though,
breading,
we don't need it for this because it's already got a coating. It's basically the ravioli itself is a coating, so we don't need that extra carbs. But,
No, we love them.
I mean, I do, but
Fucking love carbs.
I think the flour on top of the actual ravioli shell
be
is probably
too
a
much.
little much.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so that is boiling.
Is it really?
It takes a while. I
It's
don't
taking-
like this burner at all.
So good.
Oil is in there. I'm not going to turn it on yet till you're ready to go.
Yeah. And that's the perfect. I am gonna move this out of the way so we can start getting stuff ready.
Yeah. So I'll switch places with you. If you want to drive from here, I'll start cleaning. I'm going to be sous chef for a little bit.
Ha! That over there.
By the way, guys, thank you so much for all the likes. I appreciate that a
Yeah,
lot.
thank you, and for joining us today too.
Mhm.
All right. So, what can I use?
See,
to-
the only way you can get me to clean dishes if you put a cocktail in my hand.
Ha!
What you need?
Appropriately flat. I can't speak. Appropriately sized container to dip shit in. Oh, you're already doing everything. Thank you.
Sous chef.
Well, I'm gonna put it. Technically, I don't know.
That's the smallest bowls I've got.
Yeah, I know for preparing, probably at least to start. I like to keep my stuff as close to where I'm gonna be actually doing the frying as possible.
We can move
but
it over.
We can start here for now.
Yeah.
We have to boil stuff anyways. And then we also need a plate that we're going to put this on, as well as some paper towels to collect the excess oil.
You go, chef.
That'll be more than satisfactory. I really hope I don't screw this up behind. Okay. Don't need a lot. Shit. Come on. No, probably don't need one more. And then, yeah, once we get the forceps clean, I'll use those to.
You call them forceps?
I took chemistry. I said that before. Wait, which one of these are mine? Yours has Loris.
Yes. Glad you remembered, because I did not.
Hey, Strange Times, how's it going? I don't think I got to say hi to you either, and I apologize.
Hey, Times, what's up, dude?
Okay, good. Kind of getting that point where I'm getting oblivious to people like showing up because I'm so focused on what I'm doing right now. This is why she's a better streamer than I am.
Oh, no, I've just been doing it longer. Trust me, when I first started, it was hard to split focus between trying to focus on the game or whatever you're doing and then focusing on chat and trying to be funny on top of all of that.
Meanwhile, I have like split attention. I'm like the dog from Up where instead of it's like squirrel, it's like food, food, food.
Some of this stuff out.
This is my boil dance.
Your boil dance? See, I don't know why they don't put this music in cooking shows. It would be far more entertaining. Plus, I just want to watch Alton Brown, like, busting a groove.
That would be fucking amazing, man.
Uh-huh. He's been doing a great job during all this quarantine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so fun watching him and his wife just cooking at home and watching them watch Good Eats and just watching him go, oh my god, this show is so terrible. Like, it's you!
I still love Good Eats.
I love it.
I
Good
think
Eats
it's
would
still
taught
the
me
test
how
of
to
time.
cook.
Yeah.
Because Good Eats teaches you, I'm not sponsored by the way, though I wish. Good Eats teaches you the science of cooking, and that you do not get from like any other cooking show.
Yeah, it's kind of tailored to like normal people.
Yeah.
Which is actually that comment I made about frying and how you don't want to put too much in because it lowers it. That comes from his
learned from
donut
Walt
episode.
Brown, yeah.
That's how you can keep it from being less fatty too.
That's true.
It doesn't take as long to absorb.
High will keep the oil out because of the steam barrier.
But not too high because you don't want it to smoke. Mm-hmm. And different oils have kind of different smoke
points. Yes.
Yeah, smoke points.
That's why I love frying with avocado oil. It has probably one of the higher smoke points of a fruit-based oil.
God, how much does that cost to get?
The cost, thankfully, has come down. I mean, I would not use avocado oil for that. I would just use canola oil because of the sheer quantity. But if you're like frying a steak, you want to put a little bit of oil down in your pan, avocado oil. Or better yet, lard. I mean, lard's going to be the best.
I think, what, 10?
Yeah, it works.
I think I counted 10. I stopped caring halfway through. Yeah, this button is like way over.
I'll put the rest back.
What you use for a timer? Because I don't have Alexa here. That's what I normally use.
I'll keep an eye on it.
It's 5 minutes. What time is it?
3:56.
Is it 6 or 8?
This is 6, I think?
Okay.
Here you go, chef.
Yes. So we'll be using buttermilk for this one. I'm sure you probably could do it with egg, but like, again, shell should already have egg in it too, so it's kind of nice to be using something a little bit different.
Plus, egg is going to give you a little bit too much slip. I think you're dead on with the buttermilk. I think that was a great call. You're going to need the forceps, doctor. So I'm going to clean these for you.
That's probably more than we need, but that's fine. Keep that on hand.
It would be fun to be a plastic surgeon, I think.
I guess I'd be your suit surgeon, I guess.
Suit surgeon. Does that mean I get to yell at you like Gordon Ramsay?
Is that how it works in the surgery for that?
I don't know, because I've always been unconscious, but...
Fair.
I gotta imagine.
God, I have not, unfortunately. Actually, I fell unconscious in the surgery I was not supposed to fall unconscious in.
That doesn't sound good. What happened?
Well, thank God it was before the surgery, but it was my eye surgery.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to sleep during that. You're supposed to be awake and keep your eyes open. And I had an IV, and they would give you like the hit of the stuff to calm you down. Now, here's the thing. I hate needles, so having the IV in me drove me nuts. I actually asked them to wait till the last minute for them to put it in. And then they gave me the medication or whatever that was supposed to calm me down. And holy shit, that stuff was good. Like, I didn't understand why people abuse drugs, and now I gotta get it. Because it felt like a 60-hour massage. I was just like so calm and relaxed. And as we went into the surgery room, because they gave it to me and I kind of waited until it was my turn. And then we went back in and it was starting to, wear off. And I could ask at any time for more. And so I did, because I was getting nervous that it was kind of come back. And it knocked me out. And I came to, and they're like, maybe we should cancel the surgery because she's like not responsive. I was like, no, you put this thing in my arm. You're doing this shit.
That is hilarious.
Yes. But I was waiting for the rest of it. But fun thing, so I had it for my first eye, but because I didn't want to risk, going unconscious again, I didn't use it for my second eye. And so I was like completely aware for that one. But I survived it, and I'm a wimp, so...
You started to work in the P.O. box. I have, although I don't want to say I'm having second thoughts. I'm a little concerned. Not that you guys would send me anything weird, but that someone would find the P.O. box and send me something particularly dangerous. I don't know if people run into that issue or how they handle that, so that's the research that I'm doing right now, is to make sure, like...
That's fair.
Because people just start at YouTube like, yeah, send me anything. I'm going...
There's some shitty people on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to be a little bit careful of that.
Well, I think maybe, a lot of the people on the stream, you've known them for quite a while too. So after vetting them, like... Oh
no, yeah, I would trust anyone currently in chat right now.
Well, I'm just making it available to them, like not posting it anywhere, but for
that's true. I could do that.
It's not to say that like, we send it to you so you can send us stuff, but if you're for those that want it, and that I feel comfortable giving to it. Actually, one thing that I've been doing a lot in the quarantine, I've seen other people doing, is they're opting into doing snail mail letters, where it's like, hey, send me, we'll basically exchange handwritten letters to each other. So that was kind of fun. And in the last one I did, I actually, we offered to kind of like give me a prompt and I'll write something for you. And so I actually wrote a fanfic for her.
That's so cool. I like that.
No, I cleaned the colander, but
could probably just use the
this.
Well, I mean, you gotta stick them somewhere, so.
Yeah. I could just stick them on a small plate too.
That works.
That way I can keep them separate too, because the problem too is when you have
got 1 minute.
Thank you, ma'am. When you have them, because they have like the starch on it, is that, and I don't really want to wash it because I want the starch to stick to all this stuff here, and so unfortunately that means they might stick in the colander.
Do you want me to start the oil?
That might be good, yeah.
Okay.
You're good at setting it to the right temperature. I always smoke it on accident. At least I did with the olive oil. Look at them, they're like floating around. Like it's a little
Like
whirlpool
happy little raviolis.
that we're gonna consume and destroy.
I'm thinking about sending you a flipper and spatula so you can figure out the difference and tell us about
That.
Oh my god,
I love
that's
that
so
sass.
cute, Cody. Snarkcast, what's up? Don't worry, we still have
Yes,
time.
Snarkat. We're not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, we're having fun. We haven't even really gotten halfway through our Bloody Marys yet. Is stream gifts available for YouTube streamers? Ah, that's a good question, Will. I gotta do some research, and this has been my biggest problem with YouTube, is that they're so far behind where they need to be for streaming, and I know they paid PewDiePie a fair amount of money to stream here versus streaming on DLive, because I know DLive threw him a lot of money. So you got to imagine that they have to start investing in their streaming platform, but I'm not seeing it. Where's the clips? Where's the bits? Where's all the stuff that people normally assume would be basic functionality for a stream?
Alright, well, I'll leave that there
Those
for
look
now.
good.
We're gonna let them cool.
They smell good.
So, I don't, like I said, I don't want to wash. Ugh. Ew, I got sticky stuff on me, gross.
You're live, sweetheart.
Yes, I know, but that butternut squash weirdness. For those who missed it, I don't like the texture of butternut squash apparently. I touched it thinking it was gonna be a lot harder than it actually was, but it had the consistency of cantaloupe, and I was like, what?
That's weird.
And that cognitive dissonance is messing with me.
I love this from Cody. Clips, bits, and tips. Where are they? Cody, if you have never considered a job in marketing, I think you'd be amazing, because that rolls off the tongue so perfectly. You're finishing your other quarantine project? Awesome. How's it going? I think mine needs just a touch of salt. How's your Bloody Mary?
You know, I'll take a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt? Yeah, I think I might have undersalted it a smidge.
Haha! So, while we're waiting, fun story. So, was it my senior year in college? I started living with this girl who would eventually be one of my best friends. Well, I'm not gonna say her name. But, so...
Let's give her a persononym.
Synonym?
Yeah,
Persona?
give her a persononym.
What's
Pseudonym and
Pseudonym,
persona
yeah.
just merged together in my head.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But anyways,
Call her Anna.
Anna. So this person, Anna. It's funny because the first letter matches actually. So it
I was not aiming for that.
I know. I know you weren't. That's why it's funny. It was summer. We just moved in because we had band camp together. We were a marching band, and she, I think our power went out that day, or we were trying to keep the power down or something. And she'd just gone back from doing college overseas in Spain. And she's
Lucky.
like, I want to make gazpacho for you guys. I'm like,
I
that's
love
awesome.
gazpacho.
Gazpacho, if you don't know, it's a cold soup kind of dish.
Cold tomato soup.
Yes, exactly. You don't need to cook
I'm just
anything.
gonna put this away.
That's totally fine. And so she's like, I'm gonna make it super healthy. I'm not gonna put any salt in it. You know, it's low.
It's already super healthy.
Well, she's like, that way we'll keep our blood pressure down, whatever. Now, here's the thing with gazpacho and salt. Tomatoes are extremely acidic.
Yes.
And the salt helps temper that.
That is true.
And
Plus, tomatoes taste so bland without salt.
Well, I mean, there was some other stuff. I think she had some pepper in there, and there was like celery. It was a mixture of flavors. It tasted pretty good. And her boyfriend and I were trying it. We're like, this is really good. This is really good. This is really hard to eat for some reason. We don't understand why. And I was like, it's kind of potent. She's like, oh yeah, I didn't put any salt in it. I was like, Alicia, sorry, I just said her name. Alicia, you need to put salt in it. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's kind of this joke that every single one of my roommates couldn't cook. Like every
Really?
single roommate I had in college couldn't cook whatsoever. I had one girl who went to make garlic bread in the kitchen using one of my plates in the microwave, but set it for the time that it should be in the oven. And another one who she made cookies, and they taste good, but she'd make cookies and that house would smoke up and the fire alarm would go off. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, it always happens every time I make cookies. And so I went into the oven, I scoured it, cleaned it as much as I could. And, you know, she would like show me and I'm like, everything looks right. And then I thought about what she was showing me and I was like, is that cooking parchment or wax paper? And it was a wax paper.
That was burning.
Here's the thing about wax paper. You can only use it in the oven if A, it's completely covered, or B, it's up to a certain temperature.
Yes.
If you go higher that, say like 400 degrees.
Oh my god.
It smokes and it's toxic. And I was like, don't eat those cookies, please.
Yeah.
Like, I love every single one of my roommates, but it was kind of like,
Uber's
guys.
like, spill all the tea. It's done sort of, let's just building a Corvette out of Legos. That's bitchin', dude.
You know what? I'm gonna
You
actually,
should do that on stream, 'cause that'd be fun to watch.
I'm just gonna pat them down a little bit. They're a little wet.
By the way, I'm thinking we're probably going to do another chill stream at some point this week, just to kind of, you know, get some of the good feels back and relax. I don't know if it's going to be Kirby or we're going to try Hue again and finish it.
Or you could try E-Shade, the one I was telling you about.
Oh yeah,
That game's really cool.
I was going to do Ori and the Blind Forest, but people were telling me
That's not
very...
That's not a cheerful game.
That's such a shame.
It's
'cause
good.
it
It's a
looks
good
like it would
game.
be.
It's not. It's a hard game in some ways, emotionally. But get off! I did not say you could go away.
YouTube content creators, I sub to stream on Twitch, and that's the tough thing. It's hard to build your
rid of the
community on YouTube for your pre-recorded stuff if you're streaming on Twitch. It's people don't like to switch platforms, and by people I mean viewers. So yes, you're good to go. So if you want to build viewers on YouTube, you need to stream on YouTube. I get why they don't, but they're doing themselves a disservice. And the reason why I know this to be fact is very few people followed me over from YouTube to Twitch when I started streaming here on Twitch, and even fewer people followed me from Twitch back to YouTube. So people don't like changing. It's not a negative. It's just what it is.
Fact. All right, we're ready to do this. Now it's cool enough that I can handle it. Not burn my fingers off.
Talk us through, doctor.
I patted it down because I don't want water on. Do you want a knife?
Wait,
Will that make you feel better? I was like, I feel like you need the oven mitts to hold there, and oh boy, what? Oh my god. Oh my god, what are you doing? I love it.
Go ahead, doctor.
Shit, don't make me laugh. I gotta do this. Okay. So, we're gonna take our ravioli. They're gonna take a little bit of a bath. And I like to kind of throw them in. Get in there. Actually, I kind of like to do this. I like to pretend they're at a little spa out in like the Japanese mountains.
What, you hold people's head under the water in the spa?
Well, that one does. He had a bad day. Leave him alone. So I like to put him in.
He's having a worse day. You just drowned him.
Yeah, I'll take care of him in a second. So look, I don't know if you can see that. I like to make them like they're in a little spa together. There we go.
Prepping for Corona too. Nice.
All right. Now get them nice and coated. Now something I found will be kind of a nice trick is let's get them into the. Let's get a couple more down there.
Drown, bitches.
Yes. So buttermilk is nice and thick, so that's gonna help keep it coated the way we need it to be. Pop these 3 suckers in. I'd be able to do like 3 at a time. I think it would be very reasonable. And then I'm gonna go ahead and coat them around a bit. I like to let them sit for a little moment.
That's
just to
good.
kind
It
of
lets the crust kind of adhere.
yeah.
Good for you. You knew that. Nice job.
Just kind of. I know we just let them. We drown them and then we bury them alive. What can I say? It's that kind of stream.
She's ready for the Sicilian mafia, folks.
We are cooking Italian food.
That's true.
All right. Let's see.
I'm gonna get out of your way, doctor.
Ta. One more in there while we wait. I like to keep one hand being the dipping hand, and the other hand to be the touch everything else hand. Come on. Come on. Sleep with the fishes. Come on. There you go. Alright. So, nice and coated. Letting it sit for a second. I'm going to actually kind of pat it a little bit.
Mugshot says, burn them alive. We got some sadists in chat. Oh, I'm sure he has over 700k people, but again, Will, it's difficult to grow your community if you're streaming on one platform and having your pre-recorded stuff on another. That's just the way it is. Didn't even know he did live streams. I might have to watch. See, there you go. It's hard to get that visibility.
All right, we are ready. So we're just gonna take one. We dump them in.
Watch your fingers.
Yep.
Is it bubbling? Or do we need to turn up the heat?
It's bubbling.
Okay, good.
Again, gonna drop it in. We'll do.
I think that's good for a vessel that size.
Yeah. I don't want to do any more than that. You definitely don't want to overcrowd it. And while that's going, we'll let that go for a moment and quickly
grab the other ones.
Yes.
I'll skin them alive. And you were worried about me.
It's just ravioli. It's fine. We definitely need more. Nurse, I need breadcrumbs.
Coming, doctor.
Now these don't take long to cook, so you don't want to be too distracted while you're doing this. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, doctor.
Get your little nurse outfit. You'd be so cute.
Oh, that'll make some people happy.
Like the old school ones.
Oh yeah, like Candy Striper.
Yeah. Work it. Alright. So, the nice thing is there's enough oil in here. They kind of float, so we have good, nice, even cooking.
Yes,
You
don't
can
want them
do
to
it-
stick to the bottom.
Yeah, like you can do it in less, but that means you're gonna have to flip them. And unfortunately, the coating doesn't want to stick as well the more you handle it. So, at the same time, we've got our dish ready with some paper towels to help absorb the oil when we're done. We're just gonna wait until they get a little bit golden. Like that's kind of, I mean, to be fair, I've fried the shit out of these things and they still taste good. So,
True.
worst comes to worst, you won't, you know, it's kind of hard to mess them up. Give them a little bit longer. I wonder.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit louder if you're around this side.
That's fine. Yeah, there we go.
So a good sign to make sure that your oil is ready is you want to make sure it starts bubbling the second you put it in, because that is the, oh god, what do they call it? It's a Leiden something effect. So like if you were to take your hand and stick it into molten metal, it would, depending on the heat, it wouldn't immediately burn because the water on your skin would, Leidenfrost, the Leidenfrost effect.
Oh.
The water on your skin and in your skin instantly flashes to steam, and that builds a barrier between your hand and the molten metal. The reason why I'm saying that is to not tell you to stick your hand into molten metal. It doesn't work for long. It works for like half a microsecond. But the Leidenfrost effect is what's happening here, is that the food is hot enough that it starts leaching out that water and turns it immediately into steam, which builds that nice little buffer between the food and the oil. If it's not hot enough, the oil is going to get into the food.
So I'm just going to show you maybe like right here so you guys can see it.
Oh, that's
so,
perfect.
Yeah, that nice kind of golden crisp. You might notice they kind of puffed up a little bit. And so in that case, I did have to flip them because they were out of the oil on that. But
That
that's
means
kind of
there's
what you're
air
looking
in
for.
in the filling.
All right, so that's our first dish. Let's go ahead and get the next ready.
Cool.
Give it a moment to kind of heat back up again. Just like a short moment. Doesn't need too much.
Sizzle reel with real sizzle.
Love it. These guys have sat for a bit, so now they're definitely, yeah, you can feel how firm the crumbs are on it, so it's sticking really well. 2.
They are quite poofy, and the reason why they're poofy is because whatever the filling is, oh that's right, it's butter and squash, has enough moisture in there that it turned to steam and puffed it up.
Drown! Oh no, we slipped into the liquid, how terrible! Oh, don't worry, I'll save you.
Oh my god, are you giving these raviolis backstory?
It's okay, I'll save you, you'll be fine. Just take a nap right here on the sand, you'll be okay. Oh, we have 2. Yeah, we'll just do 2. Oh no, we're getting buried alive, it's terrible! Oh no, woe is us! There you go. Have a little fun with it.
Am I gonna be called as a witness?
We've already decided our family is like full of freaky ass people. What can we say? Okay, we'll just stay.
Every time she's on here, I'm like, you know, I'm okay at streaming. She was made for streaming.
They're like little friends that I'm murdering right now. Actually, no, we're doing that. Get in there. You can start coding there.
Don't worry, the ravioli killed a family, so what we're doing is justice. Okay, that works. Why I have this feeling it might end up becoming a fanfic. If you want to create one.
They came to me on the day of my wedding. So now, for some reason, I always feel like maybe it's just because it has more time to heat up. Anytime I fry something, it always seems to go faster on like the second and the third one.
Yes, because the oil has had a chance to rebound on the heat.
Yeah,
that's why.
In fact, these are already pretty well cooked. I'm gonna give them a little bit longer.
Yeah, give them a little brown.
Darker. I like my stuff charred.
And you like your steak, what, medium rare?
Yeah, I like it still mooing.
Yeah, she likes her steak, like, still... You relatively have a chance to still save the cow.
Like, it could tell me how well it's done at that point. Oh, look at this one puff up. Oh my god.
But fried food has to be fried food.
I love funnel cake.
Oh, funnel cake is the best. You probably would have loved the donut cheeseburger challenge that we did, because...
How did that come out? I missed it.
Really good.
Look at this guy pop up. Come on, dude. Accept your fate already. That's pretty good.
That's a good brown.
There we go. That's the color I like. And you can pat them down. I don't really feel like they need it. They'll kind of...
I think just whatever falls off it naturally is the best way to do it. Because you don't want to hold that steam up against anything fried, because you will lose the crispiness.
There we go.
That's why it's so hard to reheat fried chicken. You cannot get it to the same texture practically.
Get 2 more, and then we'll do another 2 more. Like I said, you might be able to see kind of how well packed this is down. That's going to help hold it on, because unfortunately, for some reason, with doing it just buttermilk and crumbs, it likes to kind of fall off pretty easily. You can't see it right now, but there's a lot of crumbs at the bottom of the pan.
It's gonna happen.
That's just how it is.
Well, that's a challenging thing when you're trying to bread with buttermilk, whereas if you do the traditional flour, egg, crumbs, will probably give you the best chance to hold it, but that crust is gonna be so thick, it's gonna taste like you're chewing on glue when you eat these.
Yeah. Also, fair point too, make sure you get the excess of the buttermilk off.
Exactly.
You want to make sure the buttermilk sticks, but you don't need like a ton.
And that is the nice thing about buttermilk. It does have a good, really sticky quality. More so than milk.
It's so thick, right?
Yeah, it's very viscous. So it's almost like the milk and the egg together.
Do you pronounce the U in the viscous? I always did, but I don't know if that's right.
I didn't know there was a U. Wait. Oh, there is. V-I-S-C-O-U-S. Viscous.
Uh-huh. These are words that, like, I've never heard, I've only ever read, and stuff like I actually don't know.
Oh, I had that issue with the word chasm. So, what was it, chasm? I think so.
There's another one, I can't think of it, but it's very similar. Okay, that's going, I'll have a drink.
Bill's new computer is working, yay! That's why I buy freshly made fried chicken from Popeyes. Oh, Popeyes is the best. I haven't had Church's chicken, which I've heard is pretty good, but I love Popeyes.
You know, I actually had Popeyes for the first time in the quarantine. I've never had it
before. Did you?
It was good.
It's good.
Oh yeah, these are definitely frying pretty fast. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on them.
Yes.
Don't get away from you. And especially, like, they're floating, so the top is still getting brown, but it's definitely not getting as brown as the bottom.
Other side,
so
yeah.
Just keep an eye on it.
Did you have Popeyes mashed potatoes and gravy?
No, I think I just had their fries.
Oh, their mashed potatoes and gravy, because their gravy actually has like pork and like green pepper in it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I just really wanted KFC chicken, but I didn't want to buy a whole shit ton. So, and Popeyes had like a good kind of serving of it, so I was like, oh, I'll get that instead. I love me fried chicken.
Yes.
And macaroni and cheese. Yes. There's the oil. There we go. Alright. Last set. Oh, I almost lost your headphones.
Popeyes Popeye's chicken sandwich is really good. I've heard that's the case. I haven't had it, but I've heard it's delish.
Do you want this in the trash?
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You're the one helping me.
Sitting here drinking and just like moving a bowl over. That constitutes helping, then yay. Here's a scrubby brush.
Nice thing too, if you have enough oil, you don't actually really need to grab them to flip them. You can kind of just like nudge them over.
That's true.
Like, the less you have to touch them until the breading sets, the better.
Another one bites the crumbs. Ah! See, Cody, I tell you, you were made for marketing, dude. Oh, I'm excited to see how these look.
Fun fact, when they teach you CPR, they're like, oh, the beat for doing CPR is like the Staying Alive song, that staying alive. Same song that has a similar beat as Another One Bites the Dust.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
People don't like it when you sing that while doing CPR, though, I'd imagine.
Well, they can't really say anything because they're dying at the moment.
That's fair.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
It's a Machiavellian approach. It doesn't matter, you know, how. It just matters the results.
Do, yes. You just stick it on the... Yeah.
I'm just gonna let these kind of... You want me a plate or is this fine enough?
No, that's fine. Just bring it on over. Show off your
There you
handiwork.
guys go. Yeah, I don't plate. I don't make things pretty. I just make them edible. So that's what we got. So they got that nice kind of golden look to it, and we just use Italian breadcrumbs that come with all the little seasonings in there. Of course, you can make them all from scratch, but
You could. But we made the Bloody Marys from scratch, and so we did our time.
I just burn shit. That's all I'm good for. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you guys.
I think this
Are
should
any
be...
of them safe?
I think so. This one seems okay.
I think you started with those. These might be the... Yeah, this one's good. I mean, I could taste the difference between eating this and the Impossible Burger. I haven't tried the Impossible Burger yet.
Fried goodness with cheese.
Oh my god.
Ooh, with the butter squash too.
Right?
That's a nice touch because it adds a little bit of sweetness without making it sugary.
I had a feeling this would probably be... Good job on that crust.
Thanks,
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. Look how that crust just holds itself together. She did a great job.
Thanks. Oh man, I like it with the butter squash. I've never had it that way before.
I just thought it would be good and...
Oh, it's great. Holy shit, dude. So this is super easy. Like, the whole reason I got into making fried ravioli is to make it as part of the Bloody Marys. So like, you know, in some Bloody Marys you can add... Basically, it's breakfast in a cup because you can put so much stuff on the stick.
Oh god, yeah.
Fried ravioli is one of those things you can do. So, and it's super, super easy. You don't need to be like extremely savvy in the kitchen or have super confidence in being a chef to do it.
No, you can just go buy them.
And like, yeah, you can totally impress people. You know, it's a great appetizer to bring to places. So.
Indeed. Ah, yes, the weekly dick tease. I'm sorry!
What?
Oh, because they want the food.
I'm so glad that you said that before I took a sip. This one's extra fried. I like it.
But the butternut squash is so perfect.
It really adds a nice dichotomy.
It does.
Like, you have sort of the saltiness from the breadcrumbs in the exterior, but then you have this, like, again, sweetness inside.
And the spiciness of the Bloody Mary.
That too. But also, like, the nuttiness of the butternut squash as well.
Almost says, don't forget to swallow, Lufa.
I'm a good girl. What? No, sorry, what? Nope, nothing.
As long as food stuff contains enough protein and iron, I'm good. Yeah, you gotta make sure you get your daily recommended values of all your, especially your B vitamins. Because when you try to go super low carb, the first thing that gets axed is a lot of your B vitamins. Damn it, now I'm hungry. Sorry, Uber!
I think it's a testament to how much I've been playing video games and not actually standing up like a normal human being. So fun fact, your kind of your nerves and everything that messes with your sinuses is right here on your neck, which if you're playing it out on the phone a lot, you tend to exacerbate and it actually can cause problems.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I tend to have neck issues. So I'm standing a lot with proper posture, so I don't have that issue. And now my sinuses are like, oh my god, we can actually drain right now. And it's like, thanks. I don't need that right this moment. Are you a happy puppy?
Oh, God.
I'm glad I can make you happy. So easy. So easy to make.
You're all right now. Hell yeah. Fried raviolis and vodka and tomato sauce. I mean,
Huh.
there's Italy on a plate.
It is kind of like tomato sauce for our dish.
I think next time I'm going to cut back on the amount of cucumber because I think it watered it down a little bit.
You also had a shit ton of ice.
I did.
But I think I mean, it didn't taste bad, but I think it does add an extra degree of freshness.
It does, and that's what I wanted because sometimes tomato, especially canned tomatoes, can be so heavy that you need something to lighten it up a little bit. Italy in a glass. Yeah, all we do is just stick some of these on a stick and put it in our Bloody Mary and we're good to go.
So we did that, and it's fun to do like the initial shot, and then you're like, I'm just putting it on a stick to take it off.
Yeah.
So we stopped doing it. Plus two, like unfortunately you get crumbs start going into your drink, which I was
that's
like,
not good.
I wasn't too much of a fan of.
Well, there's a place nearby, they do brunch, and they try to do the whole bougie scene. So they have a Bloody Mary bar. So you go there,
40
you tell
different fixins.
Yeah. You tell them what kind of tomato base that you want, what kind of vodka that you want, and then you just get to go around.
Oh, you got the salt. You get
and the
with
salt.
Regular salt, bacon salt, or jalapeno salt, I think it was.
I want the bacon salt and the jalapeno salt. And then you just go around like sticking stuff on sticks and then putting it into your drink. So you almost have a full meal sitting on top of your drink. And I never understood that.
Well, like, it's funny because you know how some people put celery sticks in their Bloody Marys? They actually give you a celery stalk that they know is not for eating. It's literally just so you can take more sticks and stab it into so you can put all the stuff on it. Like, they know that's what people are doing.
Oh, totally.
They also do a mimosa flight there. So you can get, was it like, I think 4 small mimosas as part of it. It's a good place.
Oh, good.
It's also funny too because it's a brunch place that has like a DJ and a disco ball in the morning.
And the one loud.
Yeah, well, like the one in Chandler is kind of because the older crowd, so they tend to play like 70s, 80s music, and it tends to be a little bit calmer. But in Scottsdale, they're pretty much continuing the party from the night before, and so it's a lot of and it's loud. And honestly, I don't really like their food as much as the one down south.
Yeah.
But... And the guy that was there also does Arrogant Butcher.
Yeah.
I actually saw him one of the last times I went back, and I was like,
Really?
I knew you. So that was
They are nice, and they make cannoli. They have a cannoli bar there. Oh my god! If you ever come to Arizona, let me know because I know lots of places to go for food.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Jewish delicatessen. Like it's basically New York style food. So I have lots of goodies back there, not
It's
just the
quite good.
cannolis. All right, my last one. The last one's for you, dear.
Thank you. Those sound so good right now, but as always, you had me at bacon. I know, right? Butternut squash. It's now the new standard for frying ravioli.
We didn't have anything to dip it in. We don't need it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you could, but I really like the taste of it just by itself.
I would have loved it with the sage, but yeah.
Well, we just needed the right pastries. Which is funny because it's like you spent all the time trying to find it and you thought you did, and it's... I still feel like there's got to be something to do prepare it though, because I'm like, I can't imagine using that in regular lasagna. Like as it is, like it just seems too... It feels like it needs to be cooked.
Well, there is...
But it was a
There's
sheet,
sheets that are like cook in a minute kind of a thing, which have a similar texture, and I think that's probably what that is. Whereas you don't have to boil them before, which is nice, because that's the biggest pain in the ass of making lasagna. You have to boil the sheets before, and then trying to handle them without them ripping. It's a
or
pain.
getting stuck to things.
So you just make your lasagna as usual, and the nice thing is that in lasagna, you got the moisture from the cheese, you have the moisture from the tomato sauce, and anything else that you add in there, especially if you put veggies in there, is naturally going to steam/boil the sheets, so that way when it's done cooking, the sheets have actually absorbed a lot of that liquid and have boiled, for lack of a better description. So I think that's what those are.
So did we not RTFM?
Did we know what?
RTFM, read the fucking manual on those.
I read no manual on anything ever. What's his name can tell you. Oh my god, my stuff falls out of my head.
Describe the person, I might know.
We had lunch with him. Why?
Matt?
No.
Lunch.
Game developer.
Oh, Eric.
Thank you.
I was like, we've had lunch with a lot of people. What city are we talking about?
I don't know what is it with me and names.
Oh, that was a good time. That was super cool.
That
Were we at like the Ace Bar or something like that?
Something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hopefully go out to lunch with them again. It's so fun. But yeah.
And Earl too, right?
Huh?
And Earl too, right?
I want to have.
That would be cool to go with both of them.
lunch with Earl too. Especially because those two together, I'm sure, are so cute.
Nope.
Shit, where are we going with this? Oh yeah. So that's actually what got him to reach out to me, because I was doing New Game Wednesday, and I just happened to pick up Matter of Murder, and I didn't know who they were. So I'd be like, oh yeah, let's pick this up. It looks like Clue, and it takes you through the tutorial. I'm like, fuck this tutorial, skip, and go right into the game. And apparently, he was like, no, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff on how to actually play this game, and that just became the thing. That's how he knows me now.
Yeah.
He's the impatient gamer who just will skip the tutorial.
Yeah, you can't do that in FF7R. There's just too much shit.
There is a lot of stuff you need the tutorial
It's cool.
for.
Don't get me wrong. It's cool, but it's like, thank God they actually just straight up tell you how to do some of this stuff.
Yes.
I don't know.
And they do it in a way it doesn't feel like it horribly breaks the progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. But especially the fighting mechanics and trying to manage everyone's energy, you need it.
They do definitely do a better job with switching that. I actually switch characters a lot in that compared to FF12.
Yeah.
It's nice that they slow down time so you can actually have a moment to think, but they don't slow it, like they don't stop it, so you do still have to kind of keep going. But
that's true.
At least you know the gist of Matter of Murder now.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. I like it a lot.
Which, by the way, again, they don't sponsor me, but I think it's like $5. You can get on your mobile device, and it's great just to sit down and, you know, spend some time and relax. I think we ran to the end of the
I was going to say, are we out of music?
Should we go ahead and wrap it up here?
That's probably a good thing to do. Is that our, like, call it time?
I think so. We've been on for about 3 hours. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Monday for Multiplayer Monday. Definitely gonna be doing some Jackbox. We might introduce some Death Road to Canada. I don't know. It kind of depends on the group that's there, so we'll see how that goes. But thank you so much for hanging out, for all the likes, all the donations, all the views, and just spending time with us. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys have had a wonderful Mother's Day. Anything like to say?
No, just happy to get to. This is my first stream doing this, so thank you guys. Thank you for being patient with me.
She did such a good job.
It's always good to get to hang out.
Oh, and that ravioli was so good. Oh my gosh. By Mel, Lisa, and all. Thank you so much, Will, and thank you guys. And Sundays are going to be a little hit or miss. What I might do is I might use Sundays alternatively as Death Road to Canada days, so we can get a little bit more of that in there, because I know you guys tend to like Death Road to Canada, and it also helps on the budget side. I'm sure, as you can imagine, going all over town trying to find fresh pasta is a little bit expensive, so that's why we've had to cut back a little bit on the cooking stream. So I apologize. It's not a permanent thing, it's a temporary thing until I find a new job, and then once we do, we will be back to our regular schedule with not only the cooking streams but also with the cocktail videos. We do have a couple cocktail videos coming up. We have a Shiva cocktail for you for your Final Fantasy VII fans, and I do have a Kirby's Epic Yarn one as well, and I might do that knife sharpening ASMR video as well, because thankfully you can get that for like $20 on Amazon, so it's relatively cheap. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have had a wonderful Mother's Day. Give some love to the moms out there and anyone in the mom role. It doesn't mean that you don't have to be a parent to be a parent. And that is what really helps to enrich the lives of a lot of people. So with that being said, we will see you, awesome people, in Monday's live stream. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. Jabber jam.